alone, but to go around states and to also go around international, across the borders. And again, we have also wanted that a platform where a lot of people would have specific interest in what we do. Like, I was because we're here to announce our finalists, and some of the campus journalists who reached out to me said that, "Sir, do you understand that from January, every student or every campus student is looking up to these awards? Like, we're always already standby. We're waiting for your announcement." So all those type of news are exciting, even though I've long not been a campus journalist anymore. But the passion that these young people have shown is actually interesting, and we will continue to evolve, inshallah, and we continue to pray that it becomes better than this. I try to say this a lot, but because of over time, I have been managing journalism and PR because I consult for a host of organization, and I have they said he who pays the tune dictates the piper. So you try to be unbiased with your reportage, but again, interest, we're humans, so what we try to do is to encourage people to have balanced sides. Do you understand? Like, if I'm reporting the news, for instance, about ASMR as an organization and it's negative, it's only right that I come to listen to what ASMR has to say. Do you understand? Give a reaction to it. So I think it's a thing of ethics, and that's why that's a lot of things we try to do with the Campus Journalism Awards. And this year, in partnership with the Committee to Protect Journalists, we'll be doing a lot of training and fact-checking. And
beautiful, wonderful guests who are here, you are eminently welcome. I can see beautiful, handsome faces, promising faces here. So stretch your hand to the next person close to you and say, "You are great." Why is the greatness weak? You are great. Okay, shortly we'll begin this very event. But before then, we're going to have names to these wonderful faces here. So there's a game called Adjectival Name. You're going to introduce yourself with the first letter that qualifies your name. For instance, if my name is Danjuma, I would say I'm Dangerous Danjuma. I didn't say you should use dangerous. I'm just, yeah? So the microphone will go around. You look for your first name, the letter, use it to qualify yourself. If you're Binta, you can be Beautiful Binta. Eh? I'm sure we understand now. So my name is Actionable Abdullahi Haruna. Dr. Mayoda, let me give you the mic. Let's start with you. DJ, this interference, can we do something about it? Thank you.
It's unfortunate you are starting with me. I am also Abdullahi, so I can take a clue from him. I'm also Actionable Abdullahi.
You can still.
So admonish Abdullahi.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Admonish Abdullahi. So give it to the man behind. Zo. Don't worry. You're putting me on the hot spot. We shall start now. Go. Morning, sir.
I hope I'm not facing.
Morning, sir. I'll be too intimidated. I think you should change the seat to that side. Sir, you are too close to the microphone, sir. Okay?
How are you? Good to see you. Well done.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you specially to the 7th edition of the Campus Journalism Awards. Before we continue, permit me to run through a list of our dignitaries who are already here, dressed in their best and seated for greatness. He is the gentle commander of Nigeria's global voice. He carries stories across continents with integrity as his compass. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Director General, Voice of Nigeria, Malam Jibril Baba Indache. I'll add that he's also the embedded DG, a trilogist of what? Ladies and gentlemen, you can also add civilian general. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, seated also in this very hallowed hall, it's a highly decorated and respected retired senior military officer who taught some of us this art of anchoring events. A distinguished officer who has earned numerous honors from both military and civil institutions, with a legacy marked by commitment, leadership, and integrity. He continues to the admiration and respect of all across Nigeria. If your hands are not too heavy, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Brigadier General Sani Kukasheka Usman, retired MNI. Another distinguished fellow, a journalist, an editor-in-chief of Leadership Media Group, renowned for his sharp prose and unflinching commentary. His voice resonates across Nigeria and the African continent, where his columns illuminate power, probe society's undercurrents, and set the pace for informed public discourse. A storyteller of uncommon clarity and conviction. He remains one of the African most influential pen warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Azubike Ichekwene. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're wondering why I took my time to introduce him like this. He's my boss at the Leadership newspaper. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, he's a master of words and strategy. His voice steadies nations in moments of crisis. Founder of PR Nigeria and our keynote speaker. He stands where wisdom meets innovation. The young old man, or the old young man, whatever context you find him. He's Alhaji Yushau Shaib, ladies and gentlemen. We call him the head boy. He rallies all the boys around for greatness. Please, another round of applause for him. One of the youngest image maker, institution strengthening spokesperson, Deputy Controller of Customs, National Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Customs Service. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the newly minted Deputy Controller of Customs, Abdullahi Aliyu Mewada, PhD. is also a lord of the mic, just like us. She's a scholar with calm strength of a lighthouse guiding generations. She steers national education reforms where wisdom meets innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmad, who is ably represented by Dr. Mufidda Bello Hussein, essay to the Minister of State Education. You're welcome, ma. Happy to have you. Thank you very much. The Executive Director, Institute of Quality Assurance of Nigeria, Dr. Albert Ekanem, is here. Please put your hands together for Dr. Albert Ekanem. You're welcome, sir. Sir, please this way, sir. Thank you very much. Please this way, sir. Thank you. We really need to be assured. You're welcome. The National Secretary General and board member of NICOM. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Khalifa Umar Muhammad, MNI. You're welcome, sir. We are building our list of dignitaries. As we have more names, we will continue recognizing our special dignitaries who are here. Once I get the list, be rest assured that you will be recognized. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, visionaries of pen and guardians of truth, welcome to a day where words rise like wings, where stories become stars, and where the future of journalism steps boldly into the light. Today, inside this very hallowed hall, we gather not merely for an event, but for a celebration of brilliance, a symphony of young voices, courageous reporting, and unyielding devotion to truth. This is the Campus Journalism Award 2025, the 7th edition, ladies and gentlemen, where talent is not seen, but fact, where passion is not just applauded, but immortalized, where the future does not wait to arrive, it announces itself. And we have a fitting theme that will speak to the realities today: AI and the future of journalism. A reminder that while machines may learn, it is the human heart that still writes the stories that move nations. For in every newsroom of tomorrow, beyond algorithms and automation, the courage of a young reporter will still be the most powerful technology for all. Like a river searching for the sea, Nigerian students, journalists continue to push forward, breaking boundaries, asking hard questions, and shining light into shadows, and shaping the narrative of a nation yearning for truth. Since its birth in 2018, the Campus Journalism Award has grown into a national lighthouse, calling forth excellence, honoring integrity, and discovering those rare young voices whose pen pulse with purpose. Today, we celebrate them. Today, we honor them. Today, we say, right on, the world is listening. We are graced, like I said earlier, by towering figures. Me in the media, academia, governance, civil society, and global audience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shortly, we shall kickstart this very event. The students, finalists are already seated with pounding hearts and burning dreams. A moment where efforts will meet recognition, where passions will meet platform, where young journey begins. This is the Campus Journalism Award 2025. And my name is Abdullahi Haruna. I am the journalist on the microphone today. If your hands are not heavy, please put a round of applause to ourselves. Thank you very much. At this point, I will respectfully ask that we rise for the national anthem. DJ, if you are ready, let's know. You're ready? You have it? Okay. One. The custodian of the national anthem as saying is the first stanza. Hello? Only the first stanza. So we're starting all over. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If you are proud to be a Nigerian, please a round of applause for Nigeria. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. At this point, we shall be welcoming someone to the podium. A young flame burning bright in medial innovation. His passion lifts emerging journalists, nurturing voices destined to shape tomorrow's headlines. He is the rave of the moment, the kid on the block, a replica of yesterday, and a sustaining figure for tomorrow and the future. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the founder, Campus Journalism Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gidado Yeshao.
Thank you everybody. If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. So thank you very much. I did a lot of rehearsal for that with my team in the Youth Digest. If I don't do that, I have a problem. I'll start my speech. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, eminent guests, respected partners, mentors, finalists, and dear friends. Good evening. Tonight is not just an award. It's a celebration of resilience, a celebration of storytelling, a celebration of Nigeria, and a celebration of the future. Standing here at the 7th Campus Journalism Awards fills me with immense gratitude. What began as a modest dream has grown into the largest convergence of student journalists in Nigeria. Sorry to those standing at the back. It is now a national movement powered by passion, purpose, and the belief that young voices can shape the nation. To young journalists seated here tonight, you are the heartbeat of this movement. Your courage, curiosity, and commitment to truth brought us here. From over 100 tertiary institutions and a network of more than 3,000 campus journalists, you have used your pens and cameras to challenge power, spark conversations, demand accountability. You are rewriting the story of this nation. Since its inception in 2018, the Campus Journalism Awards has received more than 2,500 entries, recognizing excellence, elevating new voices. This 2025 edition continues the legacy with about 400 submissions from more than 80 institutions, a remarkable testament to the hunger, brilliance, and patriotism of young Nigerians. Beyond awards, we built a movement. In 2019, we launched the Campus Journalism Dialogue, first fiscal Abayo University Kano, and later the CJD chat, which recorded 1,000 interactions and over 100,000 impressions on social media. We have supported all our finalists with training, accommodation, meals, and little stipends to cover for their local transportation, because talent must be nurtured, not just applauded. We fostered networks across all 6 geopolitical zones. I can tell you that from our finalists who are here, we have people from the south, from the north, from the west and east. And we're proud to say we have created a platform that continues to shape Nigerian media landscape. Today, on behalf of National Orientation Agency, we will be announcing the NOA Awards for promoting national unity and integration, known as the National Identity Journalism Awards, under the leadership of Alhaji Lanre Issa Onilu. The agency has remained a committed partner in strengthening this platform. Looking ahead, we're excited to introduce a new capacity building for staff of government, students focusing on media literacy and non-governmental organizations, strategic communications, artificial intelligence. This is our contribution to preparing Nigeria for the realities of the digital age. To all our alumni, we have over 100 of them. Thank you for carrying the values of this platform across newsrooms and institutions nationwide. You remain our pride. Permit me to honor a man who shaped my journey, my father, Alhaji Yushau Shuaib, our keynote speaker. His forthcoming book, AI and Crisis Communication, arrives at a time when truth is under siege from fake news, disinformation, and the complexities of our digital era. As an AI advocate and champion for ethical communication, he has expanded national conversations on technology, crisis response, and media responsibility. Through PR Nigeria, he pioneered one of Nigeria's earliest fact-checking stand today, fact-checking categories, and helped to redefine accountability in journalism. Whatever we celebrate today stand on the foundation he's laid. I also want to thank my family, my wife, the founder of Zango, and the communication leads and CEO of News Digest Nigeria for our steady and unshakable support. And to my lovely children, Habiba Abeni Ade and Amin Aila, who's my brother's son, thank you for your light and love, and to my siblings. And my profound appreciation goes to my boss and mentor, Malam Jibril Baba Ndaje. The Director General of Voice of Nigeria, who is the chairman of this occasion. From the very first edition, he provided moral support, financial support, fiscal presence, and fatherly encouragement. His unwavering belief in young Nigerians continued to inspire this initiative. Voice of Nigeria has stood with us at every step. To my mentors, Chief Femi Adesina, Uncle Azubike, Malam Sile Ausile, Oga S.K. Usman, and a host of other great mentors that we have here, I'm grateful. Dr. Aaron, grateful, sir. I sincerely appreciate our screening committee led by our outstanding alumnus, Usman Samad, supported by brilliant minds such as Bayin Romiago, Ezekiel Kayode, Soifulai, Caleb Ijoba. Your diligence sustains the credibility of this award. And to our MC who will never pay, Ogaharu Spice. Thank you very much. And I would like to share a short story. In June, July, I saw him perform in front of the president. And I called my dad and my boss. I said, Kai, since Ogaharu Spice performed in front of the president, would he come for our award? He said, don't worry, he will come. Then in October again, he wrote that he had added 1 star to his star. And in normal culture, we think 1 star is he has added wife. I called my boss again. I said, Ogaharu Spice, he has added wife. Is this still going to come? Until he said it's not him, it was his junior brother. So we thank you for everything you've done. For the last 7 years, he has been consistent. He has made this work, and we're grateful. And to my team at Voice of Nigeria, headed by Mala Waziri and all other my colleagues, thank you very much for all you do. So on behalf of all of us at Youth Digest, I would like to say thank you very much to everybody who has come out. This stage is hot, so I can't call everybody's name, but please, I want you to understand. Thank you very much, and God bless us all. Thank
you. Young, creative, and very calculative. When I saw him today, I used to imagine I was somehow young, but I've counted 7 years on this podium, and I've seen the transformation of not just the Campus Journalism Award, but of Gidado. When it bettered 7 years ago, he wore once kaftan that looks like agbada. But today, you can see how full he is in this kaftan, in this agbada, ladies and gentlemen. With all the washing, you are going to pay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are making progress. Permit me to respectfully recognize the presence of these wonderful fellows. Dalami Modu is the president, GoCop, represented by Clement Uwoji, the publisher of Optimum Times. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Clement Uwoji. You're welcome, sir. Malang Abdurrahman Abdullahi, a mentor and developer of young people. It's also in our means. Put your hands together for Malang Abdurrahman Abdullahi. Please put your hands together for him. Dr. Dahiru Bala is also in the house. Please a round of applause for Dr. Dahiru Bala. You're welcome, sir. Dr. Balarabe Ahmed is also here, teacher, communicator, and mentor. Please a round of applause for him also. Dr. Gwandu is also here. Please a round of applause for Dr. Gwandu. You're welcome, sir. Professor Suleya Osile is also here. Please a round of applause for him, please. We'll get more names, then we'll do the proper recognitions, please. At this point, the microphones have actually taken over my podium, so I'm struggling to find my space. More still they come. The one I described earlier as the commander of Nigerian's Global Voice, who carries stories across continents with integrity and innovation. Talking about the Director General, Voice of Nigeria, Malam Jibril Babandache, will now give the opening address as the chairman of this very veritable event. Put your hands together for him, please. This place is really...
You said Gidado should pay. You know you have an event and the invitation is with Gidado. Gidado will be the one to approve my attendance of that event. So if you are also going to pay me for come as one of your guests, you can take that money for this event.
Don't worry, they said no.
Let me start by first thanking our elders who have made it to this very important event. I would like to start with Mr. Azu, a senior colleague who has been consistent in mentoring all of us. Thank you very much, sir, for what you're doing, both on and offline. Please keep it up, sir. To Brigadier General S.K. Usman, the man I describe as one who likes me but puts me in trouble consistently. And I'd like to share this story for younger journalists, because mine will largely be experience sharing and storytelling. My team had wanted to do a speech for me, but I said I don't need a speech here. I want to speak from my heart. I want to speak off the cuff. As a reporter, Brigadier S.K. Usman, when he was spokesperson of Nigerian Army, I usually go to his office, and it was fasting period, few days to Salah. I said, Jibrin, don't worry. And that time it was close to when services were appointed. And you recall Jaraburate was just appointed as commander of multinational joint task force, so he was the one that reported last. And then we had the handing and taking over, and I received an SMS. He said, Jibrin, you have to go out now because you'll be accompanying the Chief of Army Staff to Maiduguri. And I thought that when we left, we were going to just stay in Maiduguri. When we arrived in Maiduguri, it was in the evening. And when we left the airport, you know, I noticed that from the airport we were leaving Maiduguri town, and it was in the night, when it was even dangerous to even be in Maiduguri in the night. And we didn't stop anywhere until we go to Damaturu in the night. We survived one ambush. They didn't tell us, but we later realized that we were ambushed. When we got to Damaturu, we were welcomed by suicide bombers on Salah Day, and we had to pray in government house. And the next day we had to go out and say, Jibrin, this is your helmet and fragmented jacket. This is the Salah dress you have been disturbing me always. Thank you very much, sir, for saving my life and giving me the opportunity to be embedded as defense correspondent, who led to the 3 books that I wrote, the trilogy on my experience on counterinsurgency. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service to the country. To Professor Yao Sule Yao, thank you very much, sir, for what you are doing for us. As a reporter, I was one of those who was nominated by Blueprint to enjoy a course at Times School of Communication established by our elder. And that was my first direct encounter with Malam Sule Yao Sule. And I'm sure, sir, I still have those notes. And when I was privileged to be appointed as Chief Press Secretary, those came very handy, sir. Thank you so much for what you've been doing. I feel very proud. To Alhaji Yushau Shaibu, who is a mentor, a brother, a senior colleague, who has remained very consistent. You may not like him, but read what he writes. You don't have to like him. Firebrand, when he's compassionate about an issue, he will write it. Whether you like it, if you like, don't like it. If you like, read it. But if you read, there will be things for you to learn. Thank you so much, sir, for all the support you have been giving. When I was Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, a lot of my achievement was also as a result of your support. I'm using the opportunity to give this background, particularly for younger journalists. What defines the word is relationship. I'm here today because of relationship. I'm Director General Voice of Nigeria because of relationship. So for younger journalists, Alhaji Yushau Shaibu may be Gidado's dad, father. But everybody in Nigeria know my relationship with Gidado. When Gidado graduated from the UK after his master's, then I was Chief Press Secretary to Niger State Governor. And Alhaji, as a senior colleague, put a call to me and said Gidado is back from UK. He wants him to come and serve with me. And rather than allowing Gidado to enjoy the normal service that you see, some young people, he ensured that he learned the rope with me the way I learned from others. And Gidado was with me for 1 year as a youth corps. And most of my achievement as Chief Press Secretary was the urgency and that kind of firebrand, as someone who has come smoking, as you said, you know. And we make our best. And by the time we left Niger State, with all sense of humility, our shoe became too big for anyone to fill up to today. We were professional, we were forceful. We didn't just work in Niger State. I didn't just work with my team as just a spokesperson who write press releases. No. I work as an insider and was what you call a rebel inside. Yes. I took decision, I make point even if I knew, make him being clear that even if it were going to cost me my job, I was going to say it. When you are part of a system, you can't criticize outside, but you can criticize inside for the system to work. Absolutely. And I'll just give two instances, particularly for younger journalists. There was a story that a reporter wrote in Niger State, which was taken out of context. And it created a lot of issues within the media space. And then the next council meeting, there was a hula baloo that the reporter should be taken to court. And my boss then, the governor of Niger State, said, no, call my CPS. Malan Yunusa, who was in the team then, was also here. And they called me. I had already actually looked at the story, you know. And they called me to the council, and the governor said, Chief Press Secretary, what's your thought? I said, when a reporter writes a story, as your spokesperson, I look for three things. One, who is the reporter? Two, did the reporter set out to malign you as my boss or the government? I said, I didn't see any three of that. The reporter who did this story is one of the best in Niger State. It was an honest mistake that we can correct. If you want to take the reporter to the court, I'm not part of it, and I will not be part of it. I said, okay, how's that? I said, look, the issue that was raised, let the same commissioner come to the next council meeting, take the issue again, and then I speak with the editors, because the reporter sent the story to the headquarters, and the figures were taken out of context. You know, so I'm giving this background for all of us to understand, particularly the future journalists, to know that journalism is not a job that you do without courage. Either courage inside or outside. Now I come to Gidado. For me, Gidado is an example of what every young Nigerian should be. If you say your father is this, who are you? It's not enough. In Hausa, ce kudin babanka ba naka bane, kudin gado ba naka bane. The father has done his own. You can take, is it a cow they say, you can take this to the river, you can't force it to drink. Horse. Thank you very much. Gidado is an example that every young Nigerian should learn from. 7 years ago, I was still spokesperson to Niger State Governor when this idea was mooted. And I'm glad that we all work together with Alhaji and Gidado, and consistently we've been part of it. But above all, the lesson that we should learn from this room is that everybody that is here is either because of Alhaji or because of Gidado, relationship. And then thirdly, for young journalists, you see the president and commander-in-chief, you see someone like Mr. Azu, we call him with his first name. Relationship. I have told people, if you're a journalist for 5 years and you check your phone, there are no numbers that you can call. In time of emergency, you are in the wrong profession. Just leave it. So this event for me is not about what any of us will say. It's about the fact that what is possible when young people take advantage and leverage the opportunity that they have. There are still people who are Gidado's age who are being spoon-fed, not because they don't have leverage. It's because they don't take advantage of that leverage. When I left MENA, even though he was doing other things, we maintained the relationship. When the minister then was contesting for governor, we were in the background in the team. And when I was appointed as Director General Voice of Nigeria, naturally, he moved with me and other people to do so. Even my success as Director General Voice of Nigeria, a lot depend on Gidado and other team members. They are very challenging moments that we have managed, which some of those stories will be in my memoir in the future by the grace of God. So for young journalists, hold the mic. Our brother here, the vice president, share his experience with him. Mala Ismail Onipedan. The way the vice president, current vice president, spoke about Mala Ismail, you can't buy that in the market. No amount can pay for that. It was an international event on that he said that. So I want to use the opportunity for all the young journalists here. Journalism is not a sprint race, it's a long distance race. But above all, believe in Nigeria. Don't be part of the naysayers. And be careful. And be responsive and responsible on the social media. If you are not sure, don't share. So I want to, on behalf of myself and my family, because the only person, as private as I am, that have access to my family is Gidado. Nobody else. No director, no staff in Voice of Nigeria know where I live, apart from my driver and protocol. It's only Gidado that my wife and children, that have access to my wife and children 24 hours. Nobody else. My protocol officer is here. I've been DG for 2 years. Doesn't have my wife's number. And nobody involved. Nobody. No director have been to my house. Nobody. But he has unfiltered access to me and my family. And I talk about relationship, and for you, the senior people, you should permit me to say this. The reason I'm here myself as Director General is not because I'm the best. It's also about relationship. When this administration appointed minister, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, my boss, my mentor, Elijah Mohamed Idris, FNIPI was appointed Minister of Information. And the way Gidado moving with me when I was appointed DG, naturally, I was moving with the DG, not because in my own case, not appointed. The same way it's not appointed. When the minister was appointed, I didn't need any appointment to move in the ministry because my concern is to see the minister succeed. And 4 months later, when appointments were to be made for head of agencies, I was announced without me knowing anything about it. So for you young journalists, you require consistency, loyalty, and courage even you are going to do something, you must have people who you network with, who believe in you, who mentor you. So I'd like to thank all of you. Alhaji Ishau, thank you so much, sir, for what you're doing. All the senior people here, the youth corpers, the interns from Voice of Nigeria and other institutions, thank you very much. Please, let us believe in this country. Let's look at the opportunities that are therein for all of us. On behalf of the management and staff of Voice of Nigeria, I welcome all of you, and I look forward to a very fruitful and wonderful deliberation.
Thank you very much. The DG, Voice of Nigeria, the trilogist. The greatest testimony of a child is when those before him stands to give a verbatim definition of his existence. On a day like this, we are witnesses to the declaration of confidence on Gidado Ishau by his own boss and mentor, Malam Jibril Baba Ndache. Malam Ndache, two things will happen and will know your house. The day you add a new wife, or the day you have a new baby. For it is Islamic that we convert to celebrate sunnah or wedding. So one of these will happen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you agree with me, please a round of applause for him. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I will invite the Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmad, to give her speech as a special guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the representative of our Honorable Minister.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like all these microphones will make me to freeze standing here. I'm not a journalist. I'm just a classroom teacher, and I've been asked by the Honorable Minister to stand in here for her. I resonate with all that was said by my elder brother, because I'm also standing here because of relationship. Because of mentorship. The Honorable Minister of State for Education is my mentor, and she was my lecturer right from undergraduate. So she chose me to be her SA, not because I'm the best, but because we have a good understanding, because we have a good relationship, and because she knows that I've got her back. So I agree with what my brother mentioned. And I was sitting down there, I was blushing. I think I'm meeting Gidado for the first time. We haven't even met, but I've heard a lot about him. And I'm happy because he is from my alma mater, from BUK, and from the alma mater of the Honorable Minister of State for Education. So great Bukites, do we have them here? Great Bukites. Please, let's give ourselves a round of applause. So I'm reading the goodwill message. It will take a bit. It will be a bit long because there is my part and there is a part of the Honorable Minister. So distinguished guests, awardees, nominees, organizers, and all the lovers of truth and storytelling, a very good afternoon. It is a great pleasure to be here today. And as earlier introduced, I'm standing before you to represent the Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmed. I feel deeply honored and privileged to be in your midst for this celebration of talent, a celebration of courage, and the transformative power of campus journalism. Let me begin with a confession, although I've already confessed earlier. Anytime I see a microphone, I feel like freezing. But give me a pen, a notebook, or even a notepad, and I'll write. I can write a piece that might keep you awake or lull you to sleep, depending on how I'm feeling at the time I'm writing. That is the power of words. That is the power of writing. And that, to me, is the essence of journalism. For me, journalism is the power to tell stories that matter, to illuminate truth, to question, to inspire, and to connect people across divides. It is curiosity in action, it is courage in words, and integrity in practice. I love to write because it allows me to speak without fear, to express what cannot always be said aloud. So if you visit the Honorable Minister's office, some of you that have been there, just look at the left corner of the office. You will see a long frame, a standing frame, carrying words that I wrote. Like I mentioned earlier, she is my mentor, and she has tutored me right from level 1. So I wrote some words just to capture who she is. As my boss, there are a lot of times that I want to tell her something. I cannot be able to do that. And I want her to be always reminded about how she started, where she is, and the hope we have for her in the future. So I decided to put those words into writing and place it as a frame. Whenever she comes in, she'll glance through, and it will serve as a reminder. I don't have to face her and tell her that, Ma, you have to do this, you have to do that. That is my own strategy. So among the lines, I'll read part of the lines that are contained in that frame. Beyond power and titles, there was you. Your grace filled every room before your name did. Power was never your pursuit, but with excellence, it found you. This is just an extract from the... So ladies and gentlemen, sharing these words with you, I'm reminded that the words we use are key in whatever we do, in journalism, in teaching, in supporting our kids, in the classroom, wherever. The words we use and the manner in which we use them has a way of impacting the target, the bridge between our truth and the world. And with that spirit, allow me to bring to you the voice of the Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmed, and it reads, and now this is her speech, this is her message to you. When I was growing up, my father, a professor of English, filled our home with books everywhere. Cupboards, chairs, floors, books, and more books. So I read everything I could get my hands on. Textbooks, novels, poetry, even things I probably didn't understand at that time, or I was not even supposed to read, but I read them because I could read. That curiosity led me to write my first manuscript, handwritten, ambitious, dramatic, and then with no idea of what to do with it, it retired early into a drawer. Seeing young people like you today, the young journalists, giving platforms to tell your stories inspires me deeply. Months ago, I had the privilege of celebrating young Hausa female writers through Hikayata at the BBC. Their creativity and courage to speak their hearts were refreshing and profoundly moving. That is why I'm deeply concerned about the silent pain in our education system, the learning poverty, the inability of children to read age-appropriate text, and the risk that some children may never experience the sweetness of reading. I promise to do everything humanly possible to improve foundational learning, because that is where we are missing it, so that our children can enjoy the freedom, the joy, and the power that come with reading, the power that comes with storytelling and expressing themselves. This year's theme, AI and the future of journalism, is especially exciting. The power of AI is enormous. It can enhance reporting, accelerate research, and amplify voices. But technology alone does not make a journalist. Integrity, professionalism, and responsibility define your craft. Use AI positively, wisely, and ethically to strengthen your reporting, deepen understanding, and empower communities. To all nominees and awardees, I say this: your courage, your creativity, and integrity are gifts. Use them boldly, use them responsibly, and for good. Your work shapes ideas and inspire change. To the Youth Digest Campus Journalism Initiative, thank you for providing a platform where young voices thrive. Your commitment ensures that the next generation of journalists can report, can lead, and transform the society. Distinguished guests and young journalists, let us celebrate not only the awards, but the courage. Let us celebrate the curiosity and integrity that define each and every one of you. Keep writing, keep questioning, keep shining. I salute all awardees because excellence deserves respect. On behalf of the Federal Ministry of Education, I congratulate every awardee and participant. May your pens remain fearless, your voices unshaken, and your stories continue to shape the Nigeria we all dream of. Let us write about the Africa we want and the Africa that our children desire. I wish you all a successful and memorable event. Thank you.
And they say those who want to live forever are those who recreate themselves in others. From the testimonies of the Honorable Minister, State Education, and that of the DG Vaughan, we've seen the recreation of mentees. So collectively, may we continue to inspire others so that we can live forever. Please can we put our hands together for the Honorable Minister of State Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmad. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are making progress. Permit me to respectfully recognize the arrival and also presence of a keeper of the national purse, who delivers truth with precision of a timekeeper and the clarity of a morning sun. Put your hands together for the MD News Agency of Nigeria, Malam Ali M. Ali. He's not just a pen pusher, he's also a basketballer. Tall and spanky. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Malam Ali M. Ali. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. When I grow up, I want to be tall like you. Yes, sir. And a biker. Thank you. in age, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Director General National Orientation Agency, a harbinger of national values, who carries message that reminds citizens of who they are and who they must become. Malam Lanre Isaonilo, ably represented by the Director Youth Engagement and Inclusion, National Orientation Agency, or Yemi Blessing Ngozi. You're welcome, ma. Please a round of applause for her. Thank you so much. A steadfast defender of democracy, whose footsteps echoes through the corridors of transparency and justice. He stands as a guardian of truth and civic empowerment. I'm talking about the CEO, 6 Lakh, Comrade Awal Musa Rafsanjani. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him, please. You're welcome, sir. The Director in the Ministry of Information and Council Member, NIPR, Mariam Sanusi, is also in the house. Please a round of applause for Mariam Sanusi. You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you. The MD News Central, Mr. Kayode Akinlemi, is also in here. Akinyemi? Akintemi is also here, please. A round of applause for him. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Author, journalist, nationalist, the personal non-grantor maestro. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ismail Omipidan. I gathered Mariam Sanusi is representing the President NIPR. You're welcome, ma. Thank you so much. The Chairman Ariwa Economic Forum is also here. Please put your hands together for Ibrahim Shehu Endakata. You're welcome, sir. If you look at the hall, it's populated by people from a university called BUK. They are the baby boomers of today, after the great Abu Zaria made them who they are. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for all the Abusites who are here. Greatest Abusites. Indeed, we know plenty for you. This is a big challenge for ABU graduates. There's a need for mentoring. BUK is gradually taking over, not leading yet. The registrar-based university, it's here, Professor Abiodun Adeniyi. Please put your hands together for the registrar. Honorable Abdul OON is also here. Oro is also here. OON. Please put your hands together for. Where is he? Okay. Okay. It's been talk. At this point, let's serenade the atmosphere with something mild. I will be calling the ones who call themselves the Ochimani brothers. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our next performance as I welcome the Ochimani brothers. Thank you.
distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are the Ochimane brothers, and today we are here to say a story titled Arewa.
Together. Arewa, the Sardauna vision. Our land, our story. North of the south, and not the north of the north. From the western border of the Gambaris to the eastern front of the Kwararafas. From the lower basins of the Benue through the confluence embrace of Kogi to the upper plains of the Sahel, the savanna of trees and grasses, the savanna in trees and faces, the Sahel, the Sudan and the Guinea. Arewa, oh our Arewa, the Tafawa Balewa legacy. A land and a people, a story and a future, south of the Sahara, north of the Atlantic, but not the north from the south. The belt that holds the center and the sides, where complexity is a reflection of diversity, and diversity is the beauty of ethnicities. Arewa, oh our Arewa, the J.S. Taka and Chief Awoni's mission. Our land, our story, where the colors of royalty speaks the language of unity, where culture is a seed in the heart of the people, and character is a fruit of rules and customs. Arewa, oh our Arewa, the Gambo Sawaba Metamasule struggle, the story of the Emirates written on the sand of the Hamatan, a wind from the Sahara, reminding us of who we are and where we come from. But indeed, two stories must be told. The story of the boy with a hoe tilling the ground, and the story of the boy with a stick leading the flocks. For the time is here for a new Arewa, where Jelani's Aliu name will echo in the factory of cars, and Amina Mohammed face will represent the nations of the world. And Daniel Amokachi with his mercurial skills will dribble us to the goals of greatness. For my Arewa, let the stick marry the hoe, for this piece of land to see more peace. For the new story, the end of our history, but the beginning of a better future. Arewa for unity, Arewa for peace, Arewa for faith, and Arewa for progress. My Arewa, thank you. And my name is President Muhammadu Buhari.
And my name is Abdullahi Omaniwe Haruna.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You talked about mentoring. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to say that these are my kids and I've mentored them in this art. Okay, I've been corrected that this is our children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are making progress. This time around, permit me to recognize the presence of another Arewat Jelani, one of the shining stars in the media industry, an investigative reporter par excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, he doubles as a spokesperson to the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Put your hands together for our own Abdulaziz Abdulaziz. You're welcome. We're going to be sharing the time for our next speakers. They'll speak in just 2 minutes. Mr. Kayode Akintemi will speak now. Put your hands together for the MD News Central. Ladies and gentlemen, as he comes to the podium. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I need to hear. We have a lot of students here. Good afternoon. Awesome. That is fantastic. This morning, Gidedo and I had a little conversation, and he told me about this event. I've been out of the country for the last couple of weeks. Last week I was in Dakar attending a conference, and this week I've been in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia attending the first African Media Awards. And this is an award that interested me. I took interest in it because of the fact that it was put together by RT, Russia Television, meaning that Africans have now been able to do something of this nature in a grand style, and we needed Russians to bring the African media practitioners together to do something that we should have done. So I said, I will go there. I was invited. And all expenses paid, by the way. So the Russians did dole out the dollars to get us to come together to do this. It's not just the Russians that are doing stuffs of this nature. The Chinese as well, just some weeks ago, invited African journalists together to come to China. Americans are not interested. They're likely to tell us that we're not that good enough, especially with their current president, who really doesn't care about Africa, unless there is something to gain. Now, here is my message to you, not to the older people sitting in front, because my message is for those of us that are between the ages of 7 and 21, possibly 25. Us. I'm one of you guys. I'm the managing director, editor-in-chief of News Central Television. We're on channel 422 on DSTV, Go TV channel 23 on Star Times, and so on. For those of you who don't know. But I'll tell you that one of the things that we are making a lot of noise about is the fact that News Central, as new as it is, have been on the seat for 2 years in this position. The one thing that stands us out is that I make it very clear that we have to fearlessly, guys, the word I'm using, note, fearlessly reporting the stories that matter. That is what we do every single day. So if you see any story that does not show that we're being fearless in our reporting, then it probably didn't quite come from us. We cover the kind of stories that meant that some of my reporters will go to a place called Dansadel in Katsina. They will go to all kinds of places where it is extremely dangerous and it is worrying. And in some cases, they will tell you that the people who live in those villages need police escort to get there. Not police, soldiers. There are villages in Katsina State that those people cannot come out except twice a week. And my reporters have been there. Why am I sharing this with you? You are all journalists, I believe, or growing journalists, emerging, developing. You have to do this because you're fearless, you're passionate, and you're not doing it for the sake of the money. If what you want is money, please just change your course. Go and study something else. But if you're ready to be fearless and to do this with passion, and do this in a way that means that you will change something, or you tell a story that impacts lives, then you're in the right profession. One of the speeches I gave recently, actually this event that I attended, the Africa Media Awards in Ethiopia, I was put on the podium to speak about AI and how it impacts storytelling. And this is one of the things I said. I said to them very clearly, I said that people need to understand what is AI, and they also need to understand how does AI work. Because as journalists, and I can see some young journalists who are doing, or students who are busy having conversation at the back. But I need you to listen to this because it is very important. I said very clearly that AI uses algorithm to learn from vast amount of data to identify patterns, make predictions, and perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what this means for me. Is there anybody in this room that can look left and right and tell me, oh, I can see AI here? Is there anybody that has AI sitting beside them? Absolutely no. So when people tell you that AI is going to take over a lot of jobs, it's going to take over your job, it's not going to take over journalism. That I can put something on the line and say, yes, I'll bet it. It's not going to. Why? Because based on the definition of how AI works, what it does is it gathers data. But AI is not a human being. It doesn't go out to gather data. So it means that you, as journalists, your job is pretty much secured. You're going to have to go out there and get the stories. And it is what you publish that AI does what? Through its algorithm, it aggregates and put together, then it tells the story when people go to AI and check. So your job is pretty much secured, but how do you want to do it? What are you going to do with it? What kind of story are you telling? Story that goes on TikTok alone, that make people laugh, ha 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 ha. Or the ones that make people go like Asari Manga? Is that the one that you want to tell? Or the stories that have impact and that can change life and change the trajectory and direction of your nation? So you have to make that choice. So I'm using this opportunity to just let you know that you have a profession that is noble, that is absolutely critical, that is actually describes as the fourth estate of the realm. So when you have the executive, you have the judiciary and the legislature, the next one that is not owned by the state, that actually work for the people, is the fourth estate of the realm. You're in the noble profession, ladies and gentlemen. And it's very, very important that you don't forget that you will determine what AI will say about Nigeria. You will determine what AI will say about all the Arewa people, all the Yoruba people, all the Igbo people. It's the information that you put out there that will determine how AI aggregates and then decide, this is what Arewa people are like. This is what the Yoruba people look like. This is what the Hausa people look like. Because AI does not live in Nigeria and is not Nigerian. It's not even American. It's a system, it's a computer system that aggregates algorithm. So I will plead that before I go, please remember, some of us, when we were growing up, I went to a school in Federal Government College, Kano. I also schooled in Lagos. I traveled every part of the country as an undergraduate because we were doing something that we called National Anti-Tribal Students Association. And we're pushing around the country, trying to engage all students to say, we have to work together to detribalize the nation, and to say to ourselves as young people that this nation is for all of us and we must remain one. What will be the message that those of you who are here will be saying to yourselves? Please help me give a round of applause to Gidado for making this happen. When he mentioned to me, I did not expect that I was going to see this incredible set of people in this room. I just thought he's going to have a few campuses with a few people in the room and that will be it. But this is extremely impressive. And as a result of this is the 7th. I will say by the grace of God, Gidado will live long. And this will go on to the 8th, to the 9th, to the 10th, and we'll get to a point where we're talking about the 25th anniversary of this event. But going forward, we did get a reporter from News Central to be here today, but going forward, I will commit News Central for as long as I'm the managing director to this project. And I'm also committing to the fact that any other event that will involve young people, my dear brother, reach out to me and I will support it with everything we have. And the reason I'm doing that is because I have been very intentional from day one when I took over as the managing director of News Central. Gradually, I've increased the number of people below the age of 25 from being about 18% to 55% of our staff. We're increasing the number as often as possible. We probably are the one TV station that has more youth corpers in our organization than any other TV station. And every day when I come in, I go around, I hug them, I kiss them, I shake their hand, I pump their fist, and I encourage them because they're not the future. They are the leaders today. So don't let anybody fool you into thinking you're the leaders of tomorrow. You're leaders today. You take over your mantle of leadership. You own it. You hold it by the scruff of the neck and say, we own this. We're going to stay with this. I wish you the very best, guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. The Chief of Commitment. Please, can we please appreciate Mr. Kayode Akintemi. He says, while machines may learn, it is the human heart that writes the story that moves a nation. AI is who you are, and it's what you say. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for him again. He is the guardian of ethical communication, who turns public trust into a craft and professionalism into promise. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Stanley Ogadigo, the chairman, NIPR FCT, and who just got re-elected for his second term. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Mr. Stanley. Thank you so much. He is a stoic defender of democracy. His voices, his footsteps has echoed through the corridors of transparency and justice. He's our chief host and stands as a guardian of truth and civic empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as I invite to the podium the CEO 6LAC, Comrade Awal Musa Rafsanjani, as he delivers his 2-minute speech. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for him, please. Plenty things.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me plead to adopt well-established protocol. It is indeed an honor to be part of this very important gathering. When Grado started this, it was like just try and error. Today, I tell you, this particular event has become a mirror to many, not only in Nigeria, to many other countries are trying to copy how youth can actually be productive and useful. I'm so glad why, first, I can say that we can retire, we can go to bed, because our children have been able to fully take over the space of the struggle. So today, if I go back home, I can sleep well, and I've been doing that. Many of the things that I do, Gidado and Co are the one doing it. So I can tell you that we are glad that we have not
invested in the wrong direction. The investment we have done to them is yielding results. For Gidado to gather these big men and women, you can see that even some of us, we were not in the position to gather. Probably I cannot be able to call Abdulaziz. Where is Abdulaziz? The whole essay to the president. Probably I may not be able to, even though he has worked with me. But now he's a big man. You see, Ali, the whole news agency of Nigeria, you see so many MDs here. For Gidado to have that credibility, the capacity to gather everybody here, is really, he deserves round of applause. Secondly, the message that is sending is helping to inculcate seriousness in the minds of our students. When you are in the university, some people, unfortunately, they do yahoo, they do courtism, they do other things. But Gidado is helping to determine that our young people are actually leaving university in manner that they can be productive and they can be marketable. So for me, there are a number of reasons why I must celebrate and continue to give joy to what I'm seeing today. But I want to appeal to you that even though the MD of New Central had made this commitment, please, next year, we should not be in this small hall. Let's support this initiative to expand and bring more young people to see that they actually have future. And if they dedicate their time, they can actually be productive in this country. So because of this, CISLAC and all the other organizations that I hate, Amnesty International, will continue to invest in this intervention because we are already seeing the results. Some of the people that participated in the first, second, and third and fourth edition are already working. That's to tell you how this journey, how this process has been very good. So we will continue to encourage students to be productive rather than to be doing misinformation, to be sending all those violent messages that will disrupt and create chaos in the country. But let us harness our effort and energy to something productive that we can project our country. I believe that Nigeria will overcome the current crisis that we have. Every country has its own challenges. Our ability to work together as collective, forget about all this division of ethnic, religion. These are all temporary things that some mischievous people are using. You see the General Christopher Musa, there's nothing like South, Muslim, North, Christians. Everybody saw how productive he was, and they all gave solidarity and support. That's how we're supposed to have leaders in this country, not because I come from the North or from the South or because I'm a Muslim or Christian. No, please, let us disabuse the mind of the young people that some people have polluted and only use them for yahoo, for political rascality and violence. Let's make our youth to be productive. With this, I just want once again to thank everyone that have come and also continue to encourage Gidado and his team to continue to do this pride for us as people, as nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nationalism, he says, runs in the blood. Only cowards trade their countries for others. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Comrade Awal Musa Rafsanjani. He's a seasoned public relations strategist, award-winning communicator, and founder of the influential PR Nigeria. Renowned for his incisive crisis communication expertise and ethical storytelling, he has shaped national discourse over 2 decades, bridging government, media, and the public with uncommon clarity and professionalism. His work continues to set industry standards, inspiring a new generation of communicators across Nigeria and beyond. ladies and gentlemen. He is an associate graduate of ABU Zaria by extension BUK. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our keynote speaker, Yushal Shahir.
I don't know whether to start with. Great Bukai. Great Bukai. Great. Thank you very much. You look for trouble. We're highly honored, deeply honored to have all of you here. In fact, from the previous speakers, there are some keywords that I pick, which actually is part of what I'm going to discuss on this presentation on AI, especially the usage. When my brother Marlon Jibinda talked about one skill, relationship, it's very important we know that this is one of the skills. Even though later in the presentation I'll talk about other skill. The fact still remains that today we are in society whereby almost all what we do has changed from the way it was being done in the past. Using the word that relationship, when I told Gidado some months ago that I finished my research on AI in crisis communication, he asked me, Daddy, I will give you a platform to talk about the result, the outcome of that research. I said, great. But you know, the youth of nowadays, he said, I'll give you the platform, but you will pay. That's the reality of where we are today. Even journalism, some of us, our communication is, call it developmental journalism, whereby that's why I'm proud to be a PR person, whereby I can talk about my communication is the legitimate business of communication. And another thing that I can take from that issue of that relationship, which is very important, sincerely, I'm indeed overwhelmed, extremely happy that the caliber of personality that are here, instead of Mr. Azu, I wonder if I'm the one that I invited, whether I will attend my program. But look at it, it's here. Even Abdulaziz, my very, very, very close friend. I'm surprised also here. In fact, Ali Mali, I invited him for some event almost about 3 times, but I'm glad today he's here. So you can see what is happening with new technology. Meanwhile, once again, I'm highly honored and glad to be given opportunity to talk to you about something that is good to some extent about our existence and life. But at the same time, there's something that we have to be serious about. Please, I don't know whether my slide can be on. My slide, please. My slide, please. Okay. Thank you. You can see this very, very beautiful lady. But this very beautiful lady is exactly how most of us are today. 25 years ago, every other person are like me, 100%, think woman, relate with friends, everything. But now, half of our life, human, half of our life, technology. And do you know what happened? When the internet came, unfortunately, for African, mostly in Nigeria, when it came, we relaxed, we welcome it. And how we welcome it? We welcome it, especially by the media, while we're talking about communication, the journalists, the editors are here and publishers are here. We relax, we welcome it. But what happened is, everybody can open www.yashiabureporter.com and I become overnight what? Reporter, editor, and publisher. Am I right? Before then, it's not possible. There's no way. You have to be trained. You have to have the ethical responsibility before you can be assigned to be a correspondent, not talk about editor. But today, you can see everyone claiming to be a journalist, a publisher. We relax. What happened to that inclusion? The next one, social media came with the language of, let us amplify your voice. Oh, that time, Mr. Azu, I remember what Pond did. He's here.
Punch refused, said, we are not going to allow our people to go online. Am I right? In fact, they have to be selling it because they know the danger of allowing people to take over their job. The only country that's challenging technology today is some country like China. But before you go there, what happened when social media came? We relaxed and said, we want you to amplify our voice. But what happened today? The editors, reporters, and publishers are not content creator, but content chaser. And do you know what happened? When you talk about who are the media baron today in Nigeria, Daily Trust, Leadership, This Day, Publish, TV, NTL. Do you know who was the major media baron? The owner of Facebook, Twitter. Why? All the publisher, all the editor, everybody we have, they are all chasing, fighting to be seen and be followed on Twitter and Facebook. To the extent, even when they want people to see more of them, they have to pay those tech giants. So who is the publisher? Who is the owner? The editor doesn't have the control anymore because we relax and we allow it. Now when I find ourselves in the most scary, exciting moment of our life, AI. Presently, we are relaxing, we are enjoying it, we are happy about it. But what we find with AI is not telling us our own story, telling us sometimes we have to argue with it, say, no, this is the way I want it. That's why great countries like China bring their own because they know what's going to happen. That's why recently Russia banned some of this thing. The fact still remains that you can see that picture. All of you, I don't even know how many of you will say, maybe this is Shuaibu. Is this the real picture? The truth? I only take one picture. But that picture, none of them was this. What I tell AI, please AI, I'm going to do a presentation. Make this picture tone smiling, crying, laughing, and this is what become Yushao Shuaibu. What is happening? This is the reality. We now go to can we go to the next slide? The research I conducted, which I talked to Girado, is about AI in crisis communication. But luckily enough, there's outcome of that research. The research, we asked most of spokespersons in critical institutions, Army, Navy, Air Force. In fact, all those who are in the crisis communication sector, to respond. We got 182 respond. But one thing just come, for all those who really know what is going on, especially when we now interview some professional. Why is Madam Mewada? Okay. It's one of, after we have get responder from military order, we now get 5 other professionals, like Mewada, like police PRO, like defense consultant. And all of them were saying one thing, that artificial intelligence is reshaping communication with speed and efficiency. That's just it. Speed, efficiency. But the fact, why demand transparent and responsive usage to ensure credibility and impact? Most of the time, and we did an assignment last night, we asked all of them to write 200 words about AI usage. All of them responded. But when you want to confirm, want to know the difference between AI and human content, we asked all the finalists to do what? To be on stage and speak for 2 minutes on what they wrote. What happened? I won't tell you that. But what we'll see later today is about 7 of them who did very well will now talk for 2 minutes about that presentation. Now, from the outcome of the research, you are going to see, next slide, sir. The outcome of the research, I show something, especially from the crisis communication, as well as what we asked the student. We now realize that actually AI adoption is growing. But the challenge is, not uneven. It's growing, but most institutions, most organizations are yet to adopt it in their system. I doubt if anyone, both of us are using AI in office. But the school authorities, the universities, your company, organization, did they adopt it? That is lacking. Then there's also, most of all, we keep on using AI for what? For what? We only use it for tactical, no strategic. Tactics, give me an idea, edit it for me, push it for me. What can we use for analysis and forecasting and prediction? We only use for that one. Same thing with trust deficit, as well as the fact that woman synergy. I wouldn't like to take much of time. I will rush this one because I know all of you are also looking for the issue of the winners. Let's go to the next slide. So in the next slide, these are actually some of the opportunities that you get from AI. Even all the respondents, including the student and young writers, they confirm the fact that it is very effective, very useful when it comes to content creation and automation. And it's also good, very useful for data-driven insight, like analysis. You can get volume of document, 1,000 pages, data of figures, and just put it there. It will help you work around it. And same thing with efficiency, and at the same time, multi-channel strategy. But meanwhile, there are some challenges. Challenges coming from, there's a professional challenges. Please, can you go to the next slide? That is professional challenges. Do you know what happened? Some of you will see something in the black and another one in the red. This is what we are seeing with AI. Sometimes, most of the time you see video and photo, you think there's a lot of, in fact, we do fact check almost on daily basis. We are so overwhelmed that we believe that, come on, everybody should have fact check on their phone. You don't even know the difference. We have seen some people claiming that some Boko Haram, like just take the video of General Brigadier Oba, that they say they shot him. But when everybody say what? They say it was shot. No, it was not true. Similarly, they say they intercept some people taking up. They were not. So these are some of the challenges. You hardly know depend from the truth and the illusion. Similarly, there's also challenge of trust crisis. What we mean here is that the level of misinformation is increasing. And what will battle all of us here is, do you know what happened? Every time when you open your Facebook, Twitter, when you want to see advertisement, you see advert. If you want to write new book about anything, just buy this AI, just type what you want. You get the book, 1,000 pages. How can you sell something you fabricated which is not yours? And then everyone, do you know the funniest thing? The question is that we are not even asking questions. And you now ask, why are these tech giants forcing this thing on our head? Why are they doing that? They are not, all the propagation, there are heavy investment on AI. There's heavy, you're welcome, Amnesty International Post. You're welcome, sir. There's heavy investment in AI. But do you know the question you ask yourself? Most of the investment in AI is done for what? They are actually not doing it for money. It's purely for competition. Purely for competition. The next challenge, can you go to the next slide? It's the ethical issue. Look at that. Look at what comes to your mind when you see a human being doing like this. Over-reliance. And even some of the students today, when we ask them that question, say, look, the challenge we're having now is that some of them has gone to a level, but when they wake up in the morning, they want to write something. They want to post something on Facebook. They copy it. They will write, how do I respond to this one? Yeah, I love this. They post it. They are not asking a question about, is it my language? That one is there. In addition to that one, then in addition to that one, the major challenge we are facing today about AI is that up to now, there is no regulation. Even I expect institutions like Nigerian Institute of Public Health to do something. IPRA, they already having policy on how communicators should operate. But Nigeria, we don't have. And there are being many, there are also what I call surveillance capitalism and user communication. The AI user, the tech, they are making us as a product to sell their things. They are not seeing us as participants. We are not. They are using us to make money. These are the realities. There's no policy. So now, what are the way out? Basically, what I try to do here is to highlight the fact that there still need to be done. I was talking about new thinking. I also about strategic direction. Now, what I mean here is that go to the next slide and see what we are seeing there. Next slide, sir. For some of you who don't know what Sora is, Sora is another very interesting app. Very exciting, very lovely. But when I tell you one thing about Sora, you'll be shocked. One of the things that all of us, especially the campus journalists, all of you must learn way forward. Learn, unlearn, relearn. Keep on learning. So what you learn from this is about purely prompt engineering. How do I talk to AI to give me what I want? Do you know what Sora does? Look at what Sora does. But this please is mostly for entertainment, but not for anything that will be reality. But the fact is, do you know what Sora does? Sora As I'm talking like this, take my video, I do my hand like this, it got my voice, it got my face, the contour, or the next thing I'll do, I just take it. Sora, this is Shoaib. I want him to go and walk out and bring two ladies with hijab, and then show him going to hotel, and then I don't want to talk beyond this. And guess one thing? Because I'm born again Nigerian. Do you know what happened? It will perfect you to the extent that when you get through the video, you get the exact tone, my voice, my gesticulation, my fashion. It will get everything without any mistake. In fact, no matter how, it will be extremely difficult to even fact check the truth from the fake. But I use this one to say that, why do I know this? You have to learn. You have to have idea about what is going on. Next to that is about fact checking. New thinking, prompt engineering, that's one area you should go into. One thing that everybody, anything, any story, anything you want to do, that everybody is doing it. But you have to be skilled. In what? Go to the next slide, sir. Who's that guy? Lucky enough, doesn't look like me. Am I the one? No. But guess one thing. When I asked him I want to make a presentation, but show that I was arrested, he just get exactly my picture. Kaka, you are in trouble. Please change it. Don't let them look like me exactly. But actually, he gave me exactly my clothes, my face, everything. But because I don't want somebody here to coolly take the picture and share it, that was it. Please, just do it somehow. Let him look a little ugly. I think I'm handsome. So that's what he did. So can you fact check this? But there's a way you can fact check some of those things. And then you can see the effect of what we're seeing, a lot of fake news going on and on and on and on. So what I'm trying to say here is that professionals should use AI both as productivity tool, as a detection tool for synthetic content, manipulated media, and misinformation. It's very, very important we have to have that. Another one, I keep on telling people that the way I use AI, I don't use AI. In fact, before I ask AI anything, I must first do my homework. And anytime I send him a message, I only query him. In fact, it got a level where I query him, he bring it back. One day, after I gave him highlight, I gave him highlight perfected. I said, oh my God, I'm suffering this guy. Let me just allow it. Yes, machine, I just continue. The fact is, use him, I'm sorry to use the word, slave, but it's like your PA. And I asked some of my staff the other time, some of them are here, about 2 months ago, I asked them, now with AI, they are using AI. And I was pleased, as I'm standing here, is there any task that anyone is doing now in the editing, writing the story, editing the story, proofreading the story, perfecting the story, that I cannot do on my own alone, all of them, and get it done within? The guy who answered is here, Zachary. He said, oh, guys, happy, don't sack us. Because that is the truth. There's no empathy. Because where there's no regulation, a lot of good things is going on. So go to the next slide. What we should do is, next slide, human oversight. At any given time, no matter what you do, we have to make sure that we check it. And most of the time, what we have been doing something that I will call, some extent, illegality. You use AI to generate information, you use AI to get image, and you don't provide proper attribution. How is that? Is that ethical? It's unethical. Go to the next slide. That's what I tried to say in that slide. Declaring AI's assisted content will soon become a key ethical. In fact, if you are not careful, all the articles you are writing now, a time will come by next year, probably they'll not say, okay, anybody that copies somebody's work, like they do in YouTube, when you get somebody's video, they will penalize, they won't charge you. They can even sue you. I'm happy Malami when I was here. That's one they want to do a video. We just say, put audio. Say, we're afraid though, because the moment you put that soundtrack, they will charge us million. I want to know from custom. So that's exactly what. So for all your writing, you have to be very, very careful to provide attribution. If you think AI gave it to you without attribution, you may likely find yourself in trouble. And next slide, cross-platform integration. This is very simple. You use AI. This is sorry, but please perfect it so that it can go into LinkedIn, Twitter, and so on and so forth. It can help you do that one. And now, when you now ask me, okay, so what is the thing we need to know? What is the thing you want to learn about AI? The real skill that you need to learn to know about AI, I put them in C. But until when I come here, and when my brother management that she was talking, and I said, so there's another one. I have to get another C that will qualify relationship. So what are the C? Can you go to the next slide? Thank you. That's another AI. I said, please just show me that I'm doing lecture somewhere. And AI gave me this one. Now, at any given time, that's what happened. Curiosity. Sometimes when I test something in AI, oh, so can I like this? I test it. Curiosity. You should develop curiosity. Ask more profound and only verify out of anything I give it to you. Don't just accept it. Try to verify and confirm. And that's why before you give him thumb up or thumb down. Because anytime when he does things that you good, thumb up is trying to understand your language. Again, sometimes you don't thumb down, say why? You try to do it like this. Okay. When you do it certain again, by the time you do it 5 times, you already understand your system. To the extent now when I write to him, he said, Shuaibu, you want me to write that usual Shuaibu style? Because you know my language, you know my tone, you know the. In fact, there's some time if I say something I hardly agree about, like some people I mention that I hardly agree about, if I mention that, you know I will never agree. So we'll never even give, unless I can know this time around I'm agree with them, please. Now go back. So this, you have to be mindful of that. And then there's issue of, thank you very much, sir. How many minutes? God bless you. Then apart from curiosity, we also have commitment. You have to develop passion and creativity. Creativity is the major element that we have to cultivate as communicator. How you differentiate a columnist, a good story, a newsworthy thing is from creativity. And similarly, calendaring. What I mean by calendaring here is that you have to work within time frame. You have to have a deadline. Critical thinking, also very essential. And also crisis management here, I'm talking about problem solving. And the next slide, in the next slide, what I try to say here is that the fusion of AI efficiency with human ethics. The fusion of AI efficiency with human ethics, judgment, creativity, and critical thinking define the next generation of communicator. From the internet to social media to AI, each wave has reshaped how truth is created, shared, and controlled. Now, the question is no longer what technology can do, but what we allow it to do to us. Ladies and gentlemen, this if you guys harassing me, and you now go to the next slide and see what I've just said. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. That's my contact. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And he, typical of a strategist that he is, he concluded with an advert. That is him advertising his wares. Please copy it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the beauty about AI is that it's not going to affect people like us, MC. There won't be AI machine that will be anchoring event. But for the rest of you, your job may be at stake. And it will interest you to know that we've existed with AI before now. Your calculator, it's a machine that aids your thinking. When you go to the village or the Marabots, or when you watch Nigerian movies, you see somebody talking to somebody in a calabash. The picture that appears there is what? That person is here and is seeing what is happening in Lagos. Is that not AI? But the white man is a smart man. He demonized our own as fetish, while their own is artificial intelligence. Indeed, we do have our own natural intelligence. Please put your hands together for Malam Yushau as he does this. Permit me, ladies and gentlemen, to recognize the presence of Honorable Abdu Oro, OON. Please put your hands together for Honorable Abdu Oro, OON. The Executive Director, Amnesty International, is also here, Issa Sanusi. Please a round of applause for him. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. I will call on the customs spokesperson to give a 1-minute goodwill. He's a tall man, but he's going to give us a short message. Put your hands together for me, Wada, please.
The representative of the Honorable Minister of State for Education, DG Voice of Nigeria, senior colleagues here present. Specifically, I have to mention my mentors, Yashuaib, Dr. Silea Usile, as well as Brigadier General S.K. Usman. It is indeed a great opportunity to speak for 1 minute. I hope I can speak for 1 minute. Well, I will bring to you the message of the Comptroller General of Customs, who happens to be the longest serving spokesperson of the Nigeria Customs Service for 15 years. And he is also a mentor. And I would like to reiterate our commitment towards supporting journalists, student journalists. This year, 2025, with the support of Professor Silea Usule, we had a very great event at Bayero University, Kano. We had our PR training for 2025, which culminated into a kind of gown and town engagement. And we had mentorship for students of communication from Bayero University, Kano, as well as other faculties, Department of Communication across higher institutions in Kano. And we are going to extend that gesture to other universities in Nigeria. So that is what we are going to do. Then finally, if I look at this front page, this front seat, apart from Gidado and maybe, mind you, let me say you are my classmate, we graduated together, STE, first set, Science and Technical Education, Bayero University, Kano. So Gidado, I think I can say I'm the youngest. So I was given the opportunity to be the spokesperson of customs when others are saying he's too young to be the spokesperson of customs. And I was given that opportunity at the age of 36. And today, I'm still the spokesperson of customs. So you can do it, and you can do it better than me. So it's an opportunity. I'm sure you can succeed more than some of us that are. Then finally, and I would like to state it clearly that as customs, we have 3 responsibilities, core responsibilities. And we have achieved one of it, collecting revenue on your behalf. I'm sure we have surpassed the 2025 revenue target. As at last month, we have surpassed the target for 2025. And we're making sure that trade is facilitated across Nigeria. AU is there, advanced ruling are there. Those are trade facilitation tools from the Nigeria Customs Service. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I wish you all the best.
And also remember to pay for this advert also. Thank you very much, Dr. Mayweather. The MD now speaks next, Malam Ali M. Ali, who give his goodwill message. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you very much.
General, yes. Well, I see a few familiar faces here. All the big masquerades are here. I had someone called Azu. I can't see him. Oh, okay. Azu, the Egugu masquerade, has stepped out. Before I give my goodwill message, let me just make 1 or 2 quick observations, and one of which is that I see the passing of the baton from the old guard to the young talks. That is between Yeshua Shaib and his Angirado is the passing of the baton. Also similarly acknowledge the another person of the baton, though very young, but he has made his mark as an emerging public speaker, the young Muhammadu Buhari. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and I've seen that happening here today. The young Muhammadu Buhari is a chip of the old block. That is Haruspace. And Haruspace has dominated public compare for quite a while now. He has become a voice and a face, giving new expression to the act of emceeing a ceremony. So congratulations to these 2 generations, the old guard and the new guard. Unlike the MD of News Central and the editor-in-chief and other speakers before me, I'm a little bit old school, so I'll read from a prepared goodwill message. I cannot afford to speak extempo. Why? Because social media, AI, I don't want to be misquoted before you know it. So I came with a prepared goodwill message so that if somebody takes everything out of context, I have evidence that, look, this is what I said, report what I said. So I consider it a great pleasure privilege to be part of this very important occasion of hosting the 7th Campus Journalism Award under the aegis of Youth Digest. Just a week ago, I was at the closing ceremony of PR Nigeria Young Communication Fellows, where I had cause to deliver some words of extortion to the fledgling reporters at the event. Barely, I think, was it 9 days ago? Yeah, 9 days ago. Yes. Yesterday makes it a week, Friday. Today we are celebrating these student journalists who have made their marks across the nation, tertiary institution. It is gratifying that Gidado Shoaib, the publisher of News Digest, is deploying humongous resources to creating a veritable human resource base for budding journalists through initiatives such as this. Up until a decade ago, an event like this was not possible. The MD of News Central said something that quite struck me as very resonated with a lot of us, that it took Russia to bring together African media to celebrate African media. Most time we wait for external sources to bring us together. Africans were not talking. The News Agency of Nigeria was at a global event not too long ago, and we discovered that Africans actually are not talking to themselves. Unless there is an external, it will take the Chinese or the Russians for Africans to talk with each other. Nigeria used to play that role, at least at the sub-regional level. So it's gratifying that Gidado in the last couple of years, especially in the last 7 years, has done this. I therefore heartily wish to congratulate you for yet another feat and to publicly acknowledge the altruistic role he has been playing, even if sometimes subliminal, in nurturing young talents for our industry. To you, the young campus journalists who have been celebrated today, I share in your commitment to the very ethos of journalism at a time when our tertiary institutions have all but become the very microcosm of our nation. I can well imagine how you manage your reportorial schedules in the face of grueling lectures, dearth of basic infrastructure on campuses, unhelpful, if not hostile news sources, as well as the ever-dangling sword of rustication, among other daunting challenges. That you triumph over all of these challenges to emerge on the stage with us today is as much a resounding victory as the plaques being handed out. In more ways than one, both nominees and eventual winners are to be celebrated for their farsightedness, rigor, and industry. I also celebrate all the stakeholders gathered here to share the glory of this industry players, sponsors, mentors, and parents. By contributing our bit in our own little corner, we have succeeded in pushing further the frontiers of our profession. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Malang Ali M. Ali, MD, News Agency of Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we'll be diving into the first category of award, after which we'll return to the goodwill message. But let's start unveiling our champions. Yeah, yeah. Yes. What's his name? Which one? So there are traditions to this award. Yearly, we usually introduce this award. So to do the introduction, I will invite the chairman's screening committee, Uthman Samad, to do justice to this. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Uthman Samad.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Samad Uthman. Years ago, I was one of the finalists here, waiting to be called like this. And all protocols is observed. This year, we got nearly 400 entries across multiple schools around the country. And first thing first for us was that out of all the entries, we sieved out more than 50 that were purely written by AI. And we left it like 250. And that was what we judged all through. Out of all the entries, the categories, we have up to like 7, right? I think 7 or 8. We dropped a category because all the entries under it did not meet what we are looking for. And that's campus print. Please, let's see the list of the finalists here. And unfortunately, book is not part of the schools that BUK is not part of it. Apologies to to my mentor. I've been meaning to say that because BUK is not. Which one is it? Book that is not there. BUK, we didn't get anybody from that axis. Please, can you show us the list of the finalists, please? Part of the things that we noticed as members of this screening committee was that we realized that many of our journalists on campus, there is a deviation from what it used to be during our time. Journalists on campus are focusing more on what is happening outside the campus. You are talking about healthcare centers outside the campus, but what about the healthcare centers on the campus? What about the hostels built by the school management that are rotten at the moment? You're talking about housing outside the campus, talking about a whole lot of problems outside the campus, but we need presence of journalists to report more of what is happening on campus than outside, or we have a way to balance it. I need the one about that shows the categories of each or of so tonight, this evening, we'll be awarding the following categories. Upcoming writer. We are awarding 2 persons under this category. Photojournalist of the year, investigative journalist of the year, news reporter of the year, editor of the year, syndicate writer, feature writer, sports writer of the year, gender reporting, fact check, social media, author of the year, entertainment writer, broadcaster of the year, pen club of the year, and there will be a special category funded by NOA. Yes. Yes. And like I said earlier, we have scraped out a particular category that did not meet what we are looking for. If you have the time, you can go through all these reports. You will be shocked at what these guys are producing from campus. Please, a round of applause for them, please. the time will not permit me to talk about each report, but many of them, they are unique. There was a particular report that I personally love myself. The report talks about the wristwatches that we use nowadays. They brand them as AI, they can check your heart rate, they can check your this, they can check your that. They now compare original standard measurements in the hospitals, the one they use, and they realize that these wristwatches are just fake. So for me, it's my best report for the year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Otman Samal, thank you so much. AI will suffer. And there are two categories of people who are so hard on AI: university lecturers and senior editors. The university lecturers hate this concept called AI. I don't know why. Majority of university lecturers, they'll tell you this is AI. But it actually takes creativity to manipulate the AI machine. If you're not creative, you cannot use the machine. So you must be grounded in creativity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we'll unveil the curtain or open the curtain for our first set of awardees. To do justice to this man happens to actually give me one of the major MC jobs. When the alumni of the National Institutes of Strategic Studies were having their annual meeting, he actually dragged me to stand before them and anchor their event. And he gave just an order: go there and disappoint me and see if you not disappear from Abuja. That was the marching order. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for General S.K. Usman. Ladies and gentlemen, as he leads the first set of awards. So this way. That place.
I'm looking for it. You guys have succeeded in demonizing me. Right from the beginning, and me giving you marching orders. But actually what they said is to get to the stopping me for Salah because of a nuclear man.
I have about 16 awards and 3 different people.
And that really saved his life. Otherwise, he would have died at Bunyadi.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the first award is the Campus Journalism Award 2025 News Report category. And we'll start with the first runner-up. Mashood Motola Mohid is the first runner-up in this category.
The same Sokoto, because last year they carried almost all the prizes. Congratulations. It may interest you to know, actually I specialize in print. And by the way, I was 1 year ahead of the Yusha, the father of Kidatu. And the show graduated 33 years ago. And so you can understand the passing of the baton, MD that you are saying, although I'm so happy they did not call you comrade because you already committed class suicide. So congratulations. Muhib Moshud. I don't know. Congratulations. What did you write on? Huh? Oh, lovely.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations and all the best.
And the winner for this category, ladies and gentlemen, News Reports category. The winner is Adetunji Oluwafemi. From the Obafemi Awolowo University, the Great Ife. One of the universities measuring up with A.B. Uzaria. Yes, sir. The next is gender reporting category. The runner-up in this category is Iretomiwa Balogun, ladies and gentlemen. Which school? It's not here.
Not afford not to give a female. I will remain standing till a female has come. No, I don't want a male. It should be a female.
Is Iretomiwa in the house?
We'll keep on standing. Look for somebody to collect on my behalf. Look for somebody. Which university is she from? You see, some of us who are trying to be gender sensitive, we have even elevated to become gender submissive and
I think as a general, you've always been submissive to your wife, sir. Remember, she's a rank ahead of you always. Iretomiwa Balogun, based in
Where are you? Oh, I see. Well, you are from Bayes University. So, Dr. Khalifa, congratulations.
And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, for this category is Rahim Anifa from the Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, the seat of Caliphate. Sokoto, Rahim Anifa. Gender reporting. What else will the next category is fact-checking category. And the first runner-up in this category is Ifeanyiwa Susan Francis. Ifeanyiwa Susan Francis. Is Ifeanyiwa in the house? Okay. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Iretomiwa Balogun again. Where is she? She's not around, so we'll move. May we not be absent on the day of our shine. Do I hear amen? Print now. Print it now. Iretomiwa Balogun, fact check category. The Campus Journalism Award 2025 photojournalist category. First runner-up is Shalom Ofe Oyero. First runner-up. Now, so women will just see you. And the winner for this category, ladies and gentlemen, is Bello Sefnas Ajibade, ladies and gentlemen. Photographers are typically known with their hairstyle. So, and this guy is not different. Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. Thank you very much, the General, for this wonderful job you have done. Thank you so much. Please see him to his seat. The retired but never tired General. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, presenting the next category of award is Dr. Khalifa Bez University. The runner-up for this category, Upcoming Writer of the Year, Campus Journalism Award 2025. The first runner-up is Egiganya Jomadugu from Nile University, Abuja. Egiganya Jomadugu, upcoming writer, the Chimamanda of our time. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, from the Mariam Abacha University, Kano, is Fatima Musa Muhammad, upcoming writer of the year, Campus Journalism Award 2025, Fatima Musa Muhammad. Congratulations. The next category is the Broadcaster Campus Journalism of the Year. The first runner-up is Ojegbola Mercy Deborah of Bafemi Awolowo University. Congratulations, the Eugenia Abu of tomorrow. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, from Kwara State University is Oyirinde Najibat Oyewumi, ladies and gentlemen. Oyirinde Najibat Oyewumi takes the Broadcaster of the Year, Campus Journalism Award 2025 from the Kwara State University. Congratulations. Beauty, brain, and elegance. Thank you very much, Dr. Khalifa, for a job well done. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you. Dr. Stanley Ogazigo, the chairman, NIPR, gives the next award, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the newly minted, re-elected chair, NIPR. Entertainment Writer of the Year, Campus Journalism Award. First runner-up is Fatima Abubakar Ikram, Afe Babalola University. Ladies and gentlemen, Fatima Abubakar Ikram. That's our daughter, Abby. I mean, her mentee, she's mentoring her as daughter. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, from Abraham Adesonya Polytechnic is Egungu Chukwuka Benjamin. Egungu Mazi Chukwuka Benjamin takes the Entertainment Writer of the Year, Campus Journalism Award 2025. The next category, ladies and gentlemen, is Social Media category. From Ottoman Danfodio comes our first runner-up. Shebio Timor Abdulatif Ayomide takes the first runner-up in this category from Udus, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner from Al Hikmah University is Umar Rabi Ummi. Umar Rabi Ummi. Is she here? She should be here, ladies and gentlemen. Umar Rabi Ummi, social media category. Ladies and gentlemen, are you seeing what I'm seeing? The ladies are actually taking charge of this award. The submission is too much, General. Thank you very much, Mr. Sally. Thank you so much. Thank you. The next to present the award will be the representative of the Honorable Minister of State for Education. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Mufida Hussein, who promised to have a PhD in ABU very soon, ladies and gentlemen. The second PhD, I say, sir. The first runner-up, Author of the Year, Campus Journalism Award, from Nile University is Umar Farouk Bala, ladies and gentlemen. First runner-up, Books category. And the winner in this category, ladies and gentlemen, is Olushola Oyedele Oladeji of Kwara State University, Author of the Year. The best way to end a supremacy battle is to know who is the Minister of Education. The Minister of Education actually graduated and had her doctorate degree from the Great Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. Please, can you put your hands together for the Minister of Education, State. Minister of Education, State. Dr. Suwaiba, it's a Professor Suwaiba is a product of the Great Ahmadu Bello University. At this point, I will call the first runner or sports writer of the year, Adetunji Oluwafemi, from Obafemi Awolowo University again. Adetunji Oluwafemi, OAU. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Omar Mariam Ayomide from Usman Danfodio University again. Thank God ABU gave birth to them. So we are proud of your stride. It's only BUK that will not know that we gave birth to them. Thank you very much, the representative of the Honorable Minister of State Education. Thank you so much. Malam Isa Sanusi of Amnesty International gives the next award, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for him. Features Writer Awards 2025. The first runner-up is Abdullahi Salihu Sidi from the Federal University, Keshere, ladies and gentlemen. Is he here? Is he here? Okay. Kashere, you're welcome. Congratulations. Hi, it's Professor Pathi. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Mashoud Mutala Muhib from Usman Danfodio University again. Gidado, your wife is not from Usman Danfodio. I would have queried these winners. The next category, ladies and gentlemen, is the editor, campus editor of the year. The first runner-up, Dauda Musbau, Osman Danfodio University. And the winner of this category is Muhammad Habibat Sani from Osman Danfodio University. When you're good, and there's no two ways about it. And it's not even surprising that I've not had ABU since. Muhammad Habibat Sani, Osman Danfodio University. Syndicate Writer of the Year, first runner-up, Umar Rabi Ummi Al-Hikmah. And the winner for this category is Saleh Rusulana Shehu from Borno State University. Borno, sir. Don't give it to Unimed. Saleh Rusulana Shehu takes the winner of the Syndicate Writer of the Year, Campus Journalism Award. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Abduoro OON, it's next to give this award. Please put your hands together for Officer of the Order of Niger. Investigative Journalist of the Year, Campus Journalism Award. First runner-up is Sharifuddin Ahmad, Osman Danfodio University. Students are deliberate, this is what you get. Yeah, and you are looking up to them today, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner of this category is Lukman Abdul Malik, Bayero University, finally. Investigative Journalist of the Year. Congratulations. Pen Club. To do the next presentation, ladies and gentlemen, is the author of Persona Non Grata. Ladies and gentlemen, Ismail Omipidon gives the next category of awards. And in this category is the Pen Club category. First runner-up is Pen Press, Osman Danfodio University. First runner-up. And the winner of this category, ladies and gentlemen, is Association of Campus Journalists of Bafemi Awolowo University. It's an association. May others say it's a joint venture. Thank you very much. Mr. Abdul, thank you so much. Mr. Omipidan, thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next award is the NOA Award for Nigerian Identity. Ladies and gentlemen, the representative of the DG will give the award. Yes. Mrs. E.M. Ngozi. Oyem Ngozi. Oyem. That is it. This award. Okay. This is the NOA Award for Nigerian Identity in recognition and appreciation of our indigenous identities. The National Orientation Agency, a leading voice in national awareness and consciousness, is giving this award at the Campus Journalism Award 2025. And the winner is Ubel Albert El-Kanem, ladies and gentlemen, of the Bayes University, Abuja. Ubel Albert El-Kanem. Ubel Albert El-Kanem. NOA Award for Nigerian Identity. Incidentally, she's wearing an English suit. When may we witness this kind of tears? The tears that will emit joyous emotions. The day you become the president of Nigeria, I'm sure you pull out your eyes with tears. DJ, let's be doing this together now. Yeah, give them slow stuff, eh? Congratulations. Congratulations, El-Kanem, Miss El-Kanem. Hajia Mariam Sanusi, please can we have the honor of having you do the next presentation? Hajia Mariam Sanusi. Beautiful, elegant, and amazing. You're welcome, ma'am. Board member, NIPR. It's ABU now. She? Unimate. It's Unimate. Young Communicator Award, Campus Journalism 2025 goes to spokesperson of Nile University of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. This award goes to the spokesperson of Nile University of Nigeria. Please, a round of applause for him. Go. She's the one giving you the award. Not Gidado. Gidado is, it's given to the school, and he's the spokesperson for the school. He's representing the school. And this beautiful lady is also from Bayes, Nile University, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are rivals, so that's why. No, only that one. The next award goes to Mariam Abacha, American University of Nigeria, National Spokespersons Award, ladies and gentlemen. This award, National Spokesperson Award, honors outstanding young communicators who address national issues through impactful campaigns and public engagement. Nominees pitch their ideas and produce short videos to showcase their influence. Ladies and gentlemen, Mariam Abacha, American University of Nigeria. Do we have their representative? Put your hands together for Mariam Abacha. I'm sure when you see her, you start clapping. She's beautiful. I talk her, everybody done the clap now. Presented to Fatima Garba Bako, Mariam Abacha, American University of Nigeria, Young Communicators Award 2024 Campus Journalism Award. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Dr. Mariam Sanusi. Thank you so much. You may have your seat. Now, please a round of applause for her. Shortly, we will be hearing from the convener of this laudable initiative. He's been described in many superlative adjectives. Chip of the old block, the apple who doesn't fall far from the tree, the replacement for Alhaji Yushau, who will be retired today and will take him to Kwara or Kano to go and enjoy his retirement in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our convener, Gidado Yushau, as he faces us in what we call the fireside chat with Gidado. To grill him, ladies and gentlemen, is Femi D of Volume Pod. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Femi D. Please sit down, relax, cameraman. Let's sit down or squat so that people behind can see what is happening. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fireside chat with Gidado Yushau. Thank you. In the next 3 minutes, they'll be done with this fireside chat, please. Then the real award comes. Please don't leave. Thank you. You have the mic, Femi D. Please, let's settle down. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening to everybody. Good evening, Gidado. Congratulations on the 7th Campus Journalism Awards. I'm just going to run through a few questions. When I say few questions, this time I mean 2. A lot of people are waiting in the room just to get the best of this. So I would say a big congratulations to you once again.
Thank you.
Let's start by quickly talking about, this event, one of the things that seems very obvious is intergenerational. We've seen journalists who are elderly, old guards, new guards, all in the same room trying to inspire, and you are the connecting factor. What was one of the key things you thought about when you started off these awards?
Thank you very much, Femi D, for agreeing to host this. I know you're a big name in the industry, and for you coming out with your team, Volume Pod, I praise you guys so much. First off, I'm a product of mentorship, and my mentors have really positioned me. You know, growing up, I keep hearing something from my mentor who says, some people know what is best for you more than yourself. So either how much you tend to want to grow in your profession, if you don't have somebody to mentor you, then you might not be going on the right path. Because either ways, you need somebody to guide you and tell you when you're right and when you're wrong. So I think one of the most important things for me, why I've started this award, is because I believe as young people we need mentors. I'm still a product of mentorship. And I will never ever take that for granted. They drag my hands up. People like Comrade Rafsanjani, my boss, Mala Jibril Dachi, they drag my hands up. They take you to the doors where you can't just walk into. So that's why I decided to put this up, so that as young people, we can always leverage it. Like the MD Nan is there, Professor Suleya Usule is there, Haji Amaya. You cannot meet them just like that. So this is a leverage, this is an opportunity for you to connect with them. And I believe it is something that I would want to always continue doing. And inshallah, we will do better next year.
As a young journalist, when you started out, you had a lot of hurdles to cross. In fact, there was a court case that you had to jump over, all of that. And many of those processes did take through. Many of these campus journalists today who have applied have gone through different points of trial just to put together their story. Some have even relied on, let's say, AI in putting together this. How has it been in the last 7 years, the quality of stories being submitted for such an award? And do you see the likes of AI leaning into some of the productivity and skill sets being used to build those stories?
So I think from what all the leaders today have said, or all the media experts have said, AI is a product of human, and the human can't drive itself. At the early morning workshop, one of the finalists said something. She said, AI is like a motor, and if there's nobody to drive it, it won't just drive. But I'm sorry, there's a new car now that drives itself. So, but yeah, I believe humans are here to position AI, and it's good for us to use AI. I never discourage people from using AI. It refines our communication. Like, people who follow us will say we have one of the most beautiful branding. We use AI to package that. It's just how you use it. I believe as people, we must always try to connect the dots and understand where we have to make the corrections, because we manage the machine. The machine can't manage us. It can't outgrow us. It's a product of human. All we need to do is to continue to position ourselves, and I strongly believe the social media is here to also support us. And I also believe that as Nigerians, we can always use AI to promote our nation. Again, I think that's one thing that we're actually calling for, because there will be no, if today Nigeria goes up, where are we going to go to? Do you understand? If today we are happy that something is happening because of an administration or because of an leadership, for the longest, Comrade Rafsanjani's phone always rang the national anthem, even though he attacks the government every other day for any wrong thing they do, because he loves the country. So let's always put our patriotism in front. Let's love our nation, because when we do love our nation, we would have a prosperous place. And as young people, we can't destroy our country now. We have 30, 50, I pray we have very long lives, but we have a very long life to live, and it's better for our country to be better. It's better for us to be here to build our nation, and for us to have a nation where someday we can be very proud of, and where we can even like people who love, like I go to Ghana. I was in Ghana recently with Professor Sule, and people admire us as Nigerians.
That's interesting that you say so, but we need to go. So what's your plan for the growth of the young journalist, and we'll leave it at that?
So inshallah, we've been able to go through a major milestone. I think this year coming to Transcorp Hilton is a product of both my mentor, Mala Jibril Dacha, and Comrade Rafsanjani. When I told Comrade Rafsanjani I'm going to Hilton, he said, yes sir, he said, yeah, you have all my support, and I'll also do my best too. And I would like to thank Amnesty International for coming up with the support that we got as well. And I strongly believe that from next year I want to fly my students here.
Fantastic.
Like it's a lot of concern for me. Like I don't think I'll sleep till Monday, even though this event is done now, because I will look at how the road is going. Like all through yesterday, I was doing I was praying through the night that let everybody just get home safe. One of our students had his car stopped in Kaba, and he made sure I put my car on the road. Do you understand? Because of that concern. So inshallah, I want by next year we should be able to use the big hall here in Transcorp, and we should be able to bring our students from. They should fly down and go back in peace, and we should be able to also support them to set up their brands, to set up their platforms. Because what I understand more is we need to have more professionals establishing their own platforms on this. And when we have, like a lot of them, Chopin is doing very well. A lot of people have their own. Yeah, there's Caleb Bijoma, he owns Round Check, very successful brand. So I believe if we have more young people creating more successful news outlets, then I think we'll be able to have a more control of that platform. All right. Because only when the influencers come and they're influencing us in the way they want us to be believed, then we'll be able to, we'll see a lot of people thinking the way they want us to think. So when we have professionals who think about the ethics and the professionalism of journalism, understand social responsibility, then we'll be able to have a nation that we'll all be proud of.
Thank you so much, Gidado, for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day, and all the best to everybody else. I'm Femi D.
Thank you very much, Femi D. That was a short, very interesting fireside with Gidado. He who wants to fly all his students next year Inshallah, that will be a possibility by the grace of God. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'll be viewing a short video just for a minute. Let's see what it has. Those behind the console, can you please play the video? While we're waiting for the video to come up, it's been difficult coming with the Campus Journalist of the Year for this edition because of a very tight contest. The contest is stiff. So we are not going to, we are going to assess the winner through
society. As a team lead, she has remained consistent in her advocacy, writing powerful articles on Nigerian women, climate change, and the looming threat to global food security. Her most recent publication, Dancerai. Inside Kano's ruthless primary school for students by day, thugs by night, shines a spotlight on the dire condition of a primary school in Kano. By day, children struggle to learn in roofless, dilapidated classrooms without basic amenities. By night, the same premises become a hideout for criminal gangs. Through this gripping story, she exposes both the collapse of infrastructure and the dangers faced by pupils and the wider community, calling for urgent government intervention. She paints a vivid picture of a school that has become both a symbol of educational neglect and a hub of insecurity, urging authorities to act before more futures are lost. Remarkably, this single piece drew attention of authorities to address the problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fatima Bako, please can you stand up? Where's Fatima? Ladies and gentlemen, this lady here did package this very beautiful report all the way from Kano, and is the reason she won the award. Put your hands together for her, please. See you soon on BBC or CNN or Al Jazeera, even NTA. Abi? They say you should come out so that they can see you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our winner, spokesperson, young communicator of the year from Mariam Abacha, American University of Nigeria. If Gidado is not married, I would have added an award. But again, you're a Muslim who says, Madam Gidado, you are not here. She's not here. Don't worry. Don't be scared. She's not here. 10 hours. Yeah? Okay. If you are here, you didn't hear what I said. Thank you very much. Remember, Gidado, it's a replica or recreation of his father. He's doing virtually everything his father has done or is doing. So if you decide to go the way of
Hello, we are students of Nile University of Nigeria. During our internship, we had the opportunity to engage with a major national issue. The clash between the Arewa Economic Forum and the Central Bank of Nigeria arose from the Bureau of Change Recapitalization Policy, which demanded urgent intervention.
Our research as interns showed that the capital requirement was raised from 35 billion to 2 billion for 1 year. This was seen as unrealistic, especially amid Nigeria's insecurity challenges, and therefore risked pushing smaller operators into illegal activities. We therefore recommended a press conference to highlight these concerns.
The press conference drew strong attendance from the media. AEF Chairman Alhaji Ibrahim Shehu Ndakata shows that this policy would disproportionately affect northern operators, urging the government to suspend immediate implementation to protect businesses.
The outcome was significant. The event garnered widespread media coverage and pressured the CBN to delay enforcement of the policy beyond its due date, a pause that remains in effect till date.
When concerns grew that the CBN might enforce the draconian BDC recapitalization rule some months ago, the pitch presented by the undergraduate PR interns, pitch that was backed by statistics, talking points, and compelling narrative proved highly impactful during our press conference. Following widespread coverage of the meeting in the media, the government suspended the immediate implementation of that draconian recapitalization law, saving thousands of BDC operators' jobs, protecting families' livelihoods, and strengthening the economy. This goes on to show that the government is a listening government.
Standing by my side is all the brains behind that university, ladies and gentlemen. From one lady to two ladies, it's increasing gradually. I think you should be in the middle, Oga. You should be in university. Congratulations, Igagaya and your name? Aisha, the Campus Journalist of the Year for this year. Keenly contested, so we are not going to use their written submission. We are now going to hear from them using the tool of spoken language. And we have delegated 4 great minds to serve as the judges of this very contest. Alhaji Usman Tonga of Voice of Nigeria. Please a round of applause for him, our first judge. Where is he? He's here, please. We have Dr. Ganiu Mutiu Adekule of Mascom Open University of Nigeria. DC Abdullahi Aliyu Mewada, PRO Nigeria Customs Service, PhD, ladies and gentlemen, and Senior Protocol Officer from the National Open University of Nigeria, Abdurrahman Abdullahi. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for them. They will form the judges that will give us verdicts after this, what will be a very thrilling encounter. We'll be starting with first presentation. Dr. Muti. Call all of them to be here? Yes. Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Ojegbola Deborah, can we have you here? Ojegbola. Umar Mariam, please, can we have you outside? Umar Rabi, can we have you? Osman Bashir. Habibat Sani. Abdulatif Sidi. When you call, you correct it. What I have here is Abdulatif, but you say it's Abdullahi Sidi. Egi Madugu. Egi Madugu. So for 2 minutes, you're going to speak. On what topic? On what topic? AI. Hello? Future, AI and the future of journalism. Usman Umar Tongo. Yes, we need a winner out of the 6. Hello? Okay. There are 7 here. Egi Madugu. Where is Egi Madugu? Where is Ojebola Deborah? Where is Umar Mariam? Where is Umar Rabi? Where is she? Okay. You went on a wall. Habibat Sani. Beautiful. Abdullahi Sidi. And Egi Madugu is also here. Is Madugu here? Okay, beautiful. So we're complete now. So AI and the future of journalism. We'll start with Abdullahi Sidi. Speak to us. In 2 minutes. Your time starts now. I'm counting.
Good evening, everyone. AI is something very important for me in journalism because I use it to ease my work. I use AI for fact-checking, data triangulation, and a lot of other things. But then I am careful in doing that because AI uses available data, so not everything it gives you is actually true. But then it is my work, because something that might take you more than 3 days after writing or creating your content, you can easily do it within hours with AI. So it sort of is the work. And again, we talk about whether AI can be able to replace us within journalistic space. I, as a conflict reporter, I don't think AI can be able to replace me, because it cannot go to IDP camps and interview people. It cannot give them that space. It cannot listen to them. It can't give them emotional support and stuff like that. So it can't actually replace me. So it's more like a tool that I use to ease my work.
Thank you. Are you done? You still have your time running?
Okay. So again, I think we need to adapt the use of AI as journalists, because it's something that is already reforming the media space. It's more like a moving trend. It's either you shape in or you shift out.
Thank you very much, Abdullahi Sidi. Ojegbola Deborah speaks next.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So when I got the topic AI and the future of journalism, the first thing that came to mind is, are we talking about, is there a time frame for the future of journalism? What are we expecting in the future for AI to do to journalism that we are already not experiencing now? Adi was talking, we saw pictures that showed us where there were manipulations of different kinds. So if AI is going to be shaping journalism, is going to be affecting it, I believe that any positive or negative impact that AI is going to have on journalism has started already, and it is left to us to place primacy on skepticism, continue to be curious. How do we want AI to affect journalism? Is it positively or is it going to be negative? My senior colleague from Ranchek used to say, Mr. Caleb Ijeoma mentioned one time that if you see any information online on social media, your eyes is your first fact-checking tools. It means that whenever we see anything on social media, we don't just go as journalists to go on and report just like that. We fact-check, and this is where AI can help us. We do not just use AI to write reports or we are very careful when we start to use AI. And that will be all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deborah Ojegbola. Egi Madugu speaks next.
I'm standing on the same protocol. My name is Igi Goyo Joe Madugu. I will be speaking on artificial intelligence and its future and its role in the future of journalism. Journalism has a long history that has witnessed a lot of pivotal moments, and each of these moments has been characterized by a tool or a method or a theorem that has completely transformed its landscape, from the Gutenberg printing press to TV to radio to social media and now to the era of AI. With the era of AI, each of these eras have demanded something from us media persons and journalists, which is adaptability and change. And with the same thing as well as the era of artificial intelligence that we find ourselves in, it is demanding the same thing as well. What is now required of us in this era of artificial intelligence is our ability to educate ourselves on its multifaceted nature. AI is not just limited to chatbots or going to ChatGPT or just Meta AI. It is a technology and a robotic software that has been designed to help us. So it is now left for each and every one of us as journalists to be able to use it while adhering to the ethics that guide us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madugu. Omar Rabi speaks next.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rabi Umar from Al Hikmah University. Honestly, I've always seen AI as a double-edged sword because it has its pros and its cons as well. And the way it goes is simply, okay, I'm going to take you guys back as 2023. I was producing a magazine for my class, and my lecturer asked me to go to a particular beat and then report from there. I did it. I submitted it within an hour, and when I gave it to him, he told me, this is from AI. And I asked him, sir, why? Why do you think it's from AI? He said it's because of my speed, that was too fast to submit it. And I was like, how? So my point here is that the fact that AI is already there, like it already exists, and then it's like, it's meant to aid you because these are tools that help to guide you, check grammar, all of that, punctuation, spellings, and everything. But then the fact that it's already there makes people think, it makes them question the integrity of journalism. Because he did not just question me as a person, he questioned journalism, the ethics. Journalism stands for honesty, curiosity, truthfulness, accountability, and the rest of them. So like when people begin to flag your articles, whether or not you used AI, it is already in the minds of people that AI probably assisted you to do one or two things. So it's already in their heads and they begin to flag your job. So I feel like, why not, since AI is already in the picture, why not use it ethically to guide you, check your punctuations, grammars, and all of that. I am not for AI, and I do not condemn it, and I actually do not stand for it that people should use it. But I feel like if you can create a balance, like you're literally the driver, it is there to guide you.
Okay.
If you can create a balance with it, then we can actually do.
Thank you
so
very
more
much.
better. Thank you.
Habibat Sani speaks next.
Few years back, I begged God to give me a pen. And you know how God works. He actually make the Sahara blooms flowers. So God accepted my prayers and he gave me a pregnant pen. But to actually birth my stories with this pregnant pen, I need tools, and those tools are AI. I actually believe that AI is not here to kill the pen. It is here to sharpen it. AI, I actually believe, is just like a car. And the fate of a car is in its driver. The fate, either it crashes or it reaches its final destination. And that driver is a journalist. So journalists are actually to use their own terms to make sure that they add that human empathy, add that emotions, and add what it has to spice up the stories, not to look 100% AI. So I believe technology has never been a threat to journalism. It has only been a threat to those journalists that have refused to think, that have refused to actually go with the globalization we are having now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Habibat. Ladies and gentlemen, Usman Bashir speaks next and last, I guess.
Hello, everyone. My name is Usman Bashir Abubakar from the University of Maiduguri, studying public law. So based on the remarks so far from the guest and from what my colleagues have said with regard to AI, I believe you have heard one thing, that AI is a good tool and it has its own lapses and its own shortcomings. So what I'm going to do now is not to tell you whether it is good or not, but to focus on what is the way forward. Where do we use AI and where do we get to manage our usage of AI? So the first thing is, as journalists, we have labor-intensive tasks, those tasks that need a lot of our time. First, we can use AI in things like transcription to help us in coming up with our own interview questions and all these things. And then as journalists, we use the remaining time to focus on contextual storytelling. Those of you that are experts, those of you that have used AI know that AI don't have context. So we can use it in engaging in contextual storytelling. The second thing is we can use our time, not AI, sorry. We can use our time to focus on telling the real story. There is the power of being a witness to these stories. I am a conflict reporter. I go to victims and survivors of Boko Haram in Bama, Chibok, and all the rest. I can see the trauma in their face. So I will focus on telling those stories, expressing those emotions, and then amplifying those voices. And then I will let AI to do the transcription for me and to do some of the labor-intensive tasks so that I can have more time to focus on in-depth journalism. So my case is to what? To use your time to focus on in-depth journalism and use AI to do other tasks that take much of that time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Omar Mariam speaks next and last.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mariam Umar from Usman Danfodio University. And I guess there's a new catchphrase in town, AI is coming to take your job. But I asked myself, why am I a journalist? I write because I'm an empath. I feel everything deeply. I write people's stories as if it is mine. So, but does AI have emotion? Can AI contextualize what I will understand, what I will relate to from a survival story? My extracurriculars work talks about the discrimination against female sporting in northern Nigerian universities. And when I read that story again, I realized I could have done a bit more research. I could have analyzed the data, the financial commitment they got from students that is being used to organize tournaments for just a particular agenda and not the other one. But then, if AI can make our stories better, why not use it ethically? There are countries in Europe that have regulatory policies that makes human intervention necessary. That means you cannot absolutely use AI 100% for your work. So why can't we adopt this policy in Nigeria and make sure the purpose of journalism is to drive change. So if we can drive this change better, if we can make sure we write more impactful stories, using artificial intelligence ethically in a way that does not compromise the major purpose of journalism, which is the credibility that it offers to people. Why not use it in a way that drives more change and makes more impact? Thank you.
Thank you very much. There has been a pulsating, keenly contested exercise. I'll leave the judges to come up with their verdict. Please, I think you're strong enough to stand. Yes, they are harmonizing their things, they are together. You can use that place. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to sleep, but the intellect in this room will not let me. I want to rest, but the articulation of these youngsters will not let me. But who even sleeps or rests with such an array of intellects? These folks are the stories foretold by our founding fathers of young Nigerians emerging from a generation with pulsating energy and deep intellect. They were the story foretold long before now of a generation rising from the intellectual sagacity of Awolowo, from the political charisma of Sardauna, from the charismatic juggernaut of Azikiwe. They are the Eugenia Aboots of today, the Dan Agbesi of today, ladies and gentlemen. They are again the theater that holds the pillars of journalism. In their intellect dwell the future of this nation. If you are proud of these youngsters, please a round of applause for them. They are winners in their right. It takes greatness to be here. They're contested as writers, and we could not get a winner. 7 writers, no winner. All winners. All winners. 7 writers, all winners. Now it's a spoken engagement. Let's see who takes home the coveted prize of the Campus Journalism Awards 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations for all you are winners. Let's await the judges' verdict. Thank you.
We have a tie.
A tie, Kuma?
The Anche should build in Abasu 1 minute.
Why? distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure he didn't hear that we have retired him. This is Nigerians electoral. What is that room? That thing they do at night before they announce the election. Situation room, Abby? Okay. We are. I can barely. I'll need the light to see very well, like that professor from Rivers who could. So it's been very keenly. I will ask that we collectively put our hands together for these following people to take their seats. Ojegbola Deborah, Umar, Mariam, Umar Rabi, please put your hands together for them. Abdullah Hisidi and Madugu, please put your hands together for them. They are champions. We are looking for the winner. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, standing before you is Osman Bashir and Habibat Sani Ko, and they will speak to us in one minute. This time not AI and the future of journalism again. We are Malam Yushau has hinted me on what they should. So, sir, come and announce it yourself. After today, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think all of them, they talk at length about AI in journalism. One thing is that most of the time, at the end of the day, I'm a PR person. We are all strategic communicators. You start with journalism before you know you end up being what? A PR, a corporate affairs manager, a spokesperson. Now, AI and journalism. What about for communication, especially for young communicators? What should they put in mind when it comes to use of AI? So, in 1 minute.
Break it down again, sir.
AI, the use of AI in communication.
Hubert, are you listening?
For strategic communicators, not for journalism. What is the feature? Thank you.
This can only come from BUK. You understand the concept? Eh? For strategic communication. AI for strategic communication. As simple as that. AI for strategic communication. That is beyond journalism.
Okay.
Our time starts now.
Once again, when we speak of AI generally, the major challenge is the speed at which technology is changing in this century. You have different corporations working, spending billions of dollars in research. So for you as a strategic communicator, I think sometimes how you respond and how the speed at which you communicate and the clarity of your communication matters. So there is public trust here too. But the issue is, how fast am I going? How clear am I communicating? So I believe strategic communicators can leverage on AI. One way they can do that, as I've said earlier on, is to focus on that part of their job that is labor intensive. For example, you are broadcasting an information by the governor of Niger State. So there are different languages in Niger. I can use AI to translate that message into the different languages in Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. So that helped me I do not ask AI to write the core message. What I ask AI to do is to translate the message I gave it.
Thank you. Thank you. Habibat, next. Don't worry, the village witches will never come to you.
A mentor of mine will always say, we are all here to tell stories. So what is communication if not telling stories? But to ease this storytelling, most times when you communicate, we have this diversity. Especially in Nigeria, we have different languages. We have the Yorubas, the Hausas, among others. So to ease better understanding, we actually need artificial intelligence. But again, as I've said, artificial intelligence is just like a car. And any communicator or journalist is a driver. So sometimes we actually transcribe some communications or some stories, and we get to see that these stories or this message we're actually passing, when we use AI, it's actually giving us the wrong information. So that's where we have to use our own intellect. We have to use our own brain. Because as I've said, technology is not a threat. It only becomes a threat when you stop to think. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abibat. And again, we will allow the judges to come out with their verdicts. Abdullahi, you have a poem for us while we are waiting. Do you have any poem? You have one. Okay, come now. Come, let's come and entertain us while we wait for the judges. You can go there. You want to go up here? They say you should go up. But go too tall, man.
The path before us is unknown. The story before us is unwritten. The time before us is unmeasured. Life indeed is a journey. Every journey is a story. And every story is a tale we tell with our character. We were not there when Gidado was born. But today, we gather in testimony of his greatness. Call it a paradox of words. Consider it a metaphor of reality. But I know and you know that this young old man is an old young man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judges, are we ready? Okay, they are still compiling. Mohammed, do you have another one? Apart from.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before the judges come, let me remark that we, as the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, were very delighted with what we are seeing today. And like the young man just rightly said, we were not there when the old young man was born. But I want to say that we are very, very proud of him because he's a certified member of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. The statement I have come to make here is simple. I want to really appreciate the judges. I was just whispering to Gidado's father when the contest was over that my best, 7 of them are very wonderful and all winners. But my best was A, B, C, D. And when they were eliminated, I know that these 2 and the last one that left was were my choices, first, second, third. No, the result had already been given. So what I'm saying here in essence is that whoever emerges as the first position, I want on behalf of the NIPR FCT chapter, maybe make a flat donation of a sum that will be communicated to Gidado for the last 3 persons, irrespective of their years. Then secondly, it's also, I do not know the father of this young 2, are they young old men or old young men? Okay, he's the father. So I think we have a lot to do as an institute with these young children. I see. So the MC, let's discuss it. I see the talent in them, and I know that there's a lot we can do with them. But before we start the relationship, we'll also make a certain appreciative donation to both of them because they are doing well. Thank you very much, Gidado, for inspiring us, and then we are very proud of what we have seen today. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Breaking news. The NIPR chapter FCT has graciously donated millions of naira to young poets. So at this point, let me invite Professor Suleya Osule to give his own goodwill.
Thank you very much. Actually, the chairman of FCT NIPR prompted me to be here. He said he's picking A, B, and C. Honestly, the whole 7, they've done wonderfully well. So I, in my capacity as Sule, whatever FCT is given to the 3, I will give the remaining 4. I will give the remaining 4. And also the 2, you have touched on my area, strategic communication. And I don't know, well, anyway, let me hear what the judge will say first. But I have my own judgment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The commitment we're talking about. The chair of the Amnesty, okay, you have a call. It's supposed to be your next to speak. It's taking a call. Isa Sanusi of the Amnesty International gives his goodwill. Please, a round of applause for him. Very supportive of this cause.
Thank you very much. I stand on the existing protocol. I would like to first of all start by saying that I am really impressed by what I have seen today. I was a journalist myself, and whenever I see journalists, I get excited because I know that you need intellect, you need patience, you need commitment, and you need a lot of integrity to be a journalist anywhere. This program is laudable, and Amnesty International Nigeria will continue to support it. We believe that our country will be better because if you look at what we have in Nigeria, politicians are busy cultivating the next generation of politicians. And emirs are cultivating those who will take over from them. So all category of people are cultivating the next generation. And I have never seen anything like this in journalism in Nigeria, apart from this. So I would like to encourage the young student journalists, and I would like to encourage Gidado and all the people that he worked with to continue doing this. And let us publicize this thing, because I believe we should take this idea beyond Nigeria. Let us publicize it more so that it can get the right attention. And for the young journalists, I would like to say journalism, there is no money there. And you will receive a lot of insults. You know, even the lowest individual will look down on you. So, but if you maintain your dignity, you respect yourself, you will prosper and you will rise to see yourself shining in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The moment we're waiting for, it's here. And if you observe, I'm wearing something. The result is so teary that I can't read without these glasses. So permit me to use these glasses to announce this moment of greatness. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like we said, they are all winners. And permit me to therefore call out the winners and the eventual campus journalist of the year. So the second runner-up will be Egi Ganya Madugu. Ladies and gentlemen, the one we call third position. Please come out. Third position. She's here. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for her. The first runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, it's a young Nigerian. The first runner-up, that is the second person, the second position. Like I said, it's a young Nigerian who aspires to be a journalist, and is also a student. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for that winner with 27 points. Habib Hassani comes second in this category, ladies and gentlemen. And the winner with 29 points is Osman Bashir. DJ, are you there? Hold on.
I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Osman Bashir is a 300 level student of public law from the University of Maiduguri, UNIMAID. They say if you want to be made, go to UNIMAID. And to do the presentation for the first two is Comrade Awal Musa Rafsanjani will do the first presentation for the first second. So he will give them what they call a handshake of honor. Speak to them like the father you are. So, sir, the two winners speak the language of champions to them. Then while they are honor, you know, it's monetized, while the plaque goes to the overall winner. Thank you, sir.
No? Thank you very much. Well, I think this is really very tough decision, and I can see why at the beginning they were not able to come up with the first winner. This is because of the heavily contested capacity they all demonstrated. So as far as I'm concerned, all of them are actually winners. And what I just also want to tell Gidado is that next year, please, there should be a dedicated topic to human rights issue. We want to see students researching and investigating on human rights abuses. This is very important. For all the 7 winners, we definitely appreciate all of you, and we value you, and we see you as winners. No one is second or third or fourth. All of you are winners because you have demonstrated capacity and you have been able to convince us that you have actually won, and we are not dealing with robots. We are dealing with actually human beings that are committed to ensuring that they use the knowledge, the skill to deepen the work that they are doing. So all of you are winners, and we regard you as winners. Of course, you know, someone or somebody or some people will go with, you know, something maybe different from what other people will go, but all of you are winners, and we are happy, we are, you know, proud of you. And if all of you have graduated, please know that there's a possibility for us, for all of you to access job opportunity. So that I will promise you. Secondly, unlike the previous years, when I was able to, you know, with my little saving, give you $1, Now I don't have dollar. The condition is very terrible. but I would definitely discuss with the Gidado, for additional, support to all of you that have done this very great wonder. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. At this point, let me call on the DG Voice of Nigeria as he presents the plaque for the overall winner. Usman Bashir of University of Maiduguri, Borno State. Of course, to be flagged by all the dignitaries, please can we have you outside? And all the other 7 winners, please join us on stage.
Please, Sharifuddin Ahmed was the campus journalist of the year, so you should join us. Yeah, last year.
Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up, for the champions, stand up. Here we go. It's getting close.
I want to join
it's just like that.
Alhaji Awar Funjani and other people. Please. One of the major takeaway from this year's event, which has been a tradition, but I'm re-echoing this because some people are attending for the first time, is the credibility. That is one. In the last 7 years, every CJA award winner or runner-ups I've been following track of them, and Alhaji too. Almost all of them, they are doing very well in the country. Number one. Secondly, in a moment where there are issues around national unity, this event in the last 7 years has become a rallying point of young Nigerians. Every year, many people have won this award. Some of them have just come to Abuja for the first time as a result of this award. From every part of this country, North, South, Hausa, Yoruba, Nupe, but there have never been a Katsina person actually that have won the award. So these are major takeaway. And finally, it has always been a ground for young Nigerians to realize their own talent, a discovering. Our Sanjani says something about the winner, the winner. He is from an area that in the last 15 years have been battling with insurgency. And as a reporter, I can tell you, not just Maiduguri to Fotokol. I've been there as a reporter. Anybody who have survived Maiduguri and the environment in the last 15 years, and even to come and win this award, it should resonate beyond this place. So for all those who have attended on behalf of Gidado and Alhaji, and all the other people here who have stayed through, most time when you invite people for event, if they stay 1 hour, they will leave. People are busy. So if you have an event and people stay for 1, 2 hours, 3 hours, now 4 hours, getting to 5 hours, I want to thank all of you most sincerely for staying true to us. And like you have all said, at every point we'll up the game. Not just to do it in Nigeria again, like the Amnesty one said, we had discussion with Gida even before this, to take to make this event an African event, not just a Nigerian event. To invite universities around, first West Africa, and then extend to other parts of Africa, and maybe host it with the support of Amnesty and other stakeholders. So I thank you most sincerely, and on behalf of all of us, I'm not just presenting alone as myself, everybody that is here. I will now present to our younger brother, a future journalist, and to encourage you. Now, all CJ award winners always go to change the space that they are in. Please go forth and go and do your best. The sky will be your limit. And to also add to what I write on Johnny, for all the 7 people, there are opportunity for you to get job. I'm not saying Voice of Nigeria, but we are telling you that we have identified you. Even with all the challenge, people are getting work in Nigeria. Position yourself, network, study, read. You can even use the biblical teaching of Matthew 7:7, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. Ask, knock, seek. Thank you very much.
DJ. Congratulations, Bashir Omar. Ismail Omipedan is also presenting his book, Persona Non Grata, to the winner of the Campus Journalist of the Year 2025. Congratulations.
Wallahi, the organizers can bear me witness. I gave out these books the moment I entered the hall, that it is for the Campus Journalist of the Year. But to my surprise, it happened to be my alma mater, and I'm proud of this feat. Congratulations.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, what started like a joke has culminated into a blissful end. It is on this note we'll announce that this is the end of the 2025 7th edition of the Campus Journalism Award. Comes to a blissful end. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Go and give him. You put it inside. Place their drink outside. Go take a sip.
And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up, for the champions, stand up, stand up.